18-year-old college student Jamie Corcoran is suing her ex-roommate, 19-year-old student Erin Bilby, for totaling her car. Erin says she was the designated driver because Jamie was drunk.
All right, Ms. Corcoran, this is not a very difficult case. You were at a party and got drunk. The defendant was with you. You go to school together?
We're suite mates.
In school?
Yeah.
So the answer is you go to school together?
Yes.
And you gave her the keys to your car to drive home because you had had too much to drink.
Well, that was the arrangement.
Excuse me?
That was the arrangement, like prior.
You gave her the keys to your car because you were too drunk to drive.
Yes.
She drove home because she was not too drunk to drive.
Right.
Is that right?
That is right.
And you had an accident.
Mm-hmm.
And your car was severely damaged. And you want her to pay for the damage.
Yes.
And you don't think you have any responsibility.
No, I didn't say that.
Huh?
I was willing to split the damages with her because there was 3 of us in the car, and I thought all 3 of us had equally were at fault. So I think I'm responsible partly, yes.
How much was the damage to the car?
The final estimate is $3,107.
What year car is this?
92 Saturn.
92 Saturn's 10 years old. How much is the car worth?
31 Blue Book. Like, it's totaled, so Blue Book value is 31.
So you can't drive the car?
No, it's totaled.
So what are you going to do with the money?
I have to buy a new car, or I can fix it and sell it.
You're not going to fix it and sell it. Because if I give you a little bit of money from her, where are you going to get the other money? To fix it and sell
I'm just going to have it totaled and put the rest of the money towards a new car. I don't have any money either. We're both college students. We don't have very much money.
Right. And you know what that means? That means that you don't drive your car when you're drinking. Don't drive the car at all.
I was drinking before we left, and it was already said I wasn't driving. I wasn't planning on driving at all. And she knew that I was drinking before I left. She knew.
Ms. Corcoran, let us say I give you $500. And I say to her, listen, you had the accident, you should share in the responsibility of fixing this car.
I bought a car. I took out a loan. I was taking taxis to and from work.
Just a second. Well, wait, what is it? Did you buy a car?
Yeah, I bought one. My mom co-signed a loan for me.
What kind of car did you buy?
A 96 Paseo.
Keep your voice up. You don't have to be embarrassed. Tell me how you had this accident, Miss Bilby.
When we were driving back from the party, I've never driven in this area before. It was my first time actually being in downtown Buffalo, which is where we go to school. I was on it was an overpass, and there was a concrete reinforcing wall, and it had been raining out.
What month?
It was September 16th, the night of the accident.
Go ahead.
It had been raining out, and I'm used to driving in New York where it's raining or it's snowing, and the tires slipped on me, and usually I can gain control very quickly after that happens. And I continued to hydroplane and lose control, and that's when I ran into the concrete reinforcing wall on this overpass.
You have any recollection of that at all?
Yeah, I know what happened.
So tell me what happened.
We, just like she said, we were driving, and the turn's very sharp. I have pictures of it. Do you want to see it?
Could you speak slower? I can't understand you.
I'm sorry. The turn's very sharp, but there were signs. There were signs like 25 miles an hour, 90-degree turn ahead. Well, she was driving, and I was in the passenger seat, and my other roommate was in the back, and we're just driving, and she just went straight is what happened. She didn't even turn. I don't think she knew that the turn was coming up. We definitely weren't sliding. She definitely slammed on the brakes.
It's an accident. She doesn't have to pay for anything. She wasn't speeding. She wasn't drunk. She had an accident. That's what you have insurance for when you have an accident. If you hadn't been drinking, she wouldn't have been driving your car. I don't think she's responsible to pay for your new car at all. I think you got to pay for your new car. And next time, take the bus.
Okay.
Leave the driving to us if you're going to be drinking. Goodbye, Miss Corcoran.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
24-year-old student Crystal Bowles is suing her former friend, 23-year-old waitress Tiffany Mitchell, for the return of a laptop computer. Tiffany says Crystal gave her the computer a year and a half ago.
Miss Bowles, Miss Mitchell was a friend of yours. You claim you loaned her a computer. She refuses to give it back. Miss Mitchell says it was a gift.
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you known her?
I've known Tiffany since I was 10 years old, about 14 years.
Okay, so you've known her a long time.
Yes.
And when did you loan her this computer? Month and year?
February of 2001.
So a long time ago. And why did you loan her the computer?
She had enjoyed being on my desktop computer. I lived with her for a short period of time and...
Lived with her in
Yes.
her home?
Yes.
For how long?
30 days.
Were you between homes when you lived with her?
Yes.
Did she charge you rent?
Yes.
She did, for the 30 days? What did she charge you?
I believe it was $200.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. My boyfriend was the one that charged her.
Okay, so you lived there for 30 days. She enjoyed working on your computer, and?
And when I moved out, I agreed that she could use my laptop computer for $20 a month. I was still paying on the computer, and that was the minimum payment.
You bought the computer on time?
Yes.
How much was left on it when you moved out in February of 2001?
Around $500.
So you paid off the computer $20 a month?
Yes, that was my minimum payment.
Okay. Now, she had the computer for a long time.
Yes.
How come you wanted it back a year and a half later?
I started going to school again, and I'm taking 2 internet classes, and I need a laptop computer for the internet classes. Like when I'm not at home, I can just hook in.
Between February of 2001 and 2 months ago, had you ever asked for the computer back?
No.
Had you ever complained to her that she hadn't made the payments?
No.
So let's hear the story. She says you want the computer for your boyfriend. Is that right?
No. I need it for myself.
All right, Miss Mitchell. Let me hear your version of these events.
Okay. I received the computer, as she said, in February, and I haven't heard anything all the way until recently, 2 months ago. We were talking on the computer, and she says, I don't know how to say this, but my boyfriend needs the computer for school. He's taking classes. And I said, but I thought you gave it to me. She goes, well, I let you use it. And I was like, for a year and a half you let me use it? You didn't ask for it back since? And I was like, well, at least until I can get another computer, I'll give it back to you. But until then, I'm like, I pay payments on it to get the internet service, and plus it's kind of broke right now. It has duct tape all wrapped around it, and I told her that it's not really usable. It don't prop up or anything.
So, Miss Bowles, I'm going to ask you the question again. Do you need the computer, or does your boyfriend need the computer?
I need the computer.
Do you have a boyfriend who also needs a computer?
No.
Why would she say that? You wrote her an email indicating, I don't know how to tell you this, but my boyfriend needs a computer. Why would she say that?
Because me and Tiffany are very close friends, and I was worried that she would get upset with me for asking for the computer back, because I know how much she enjoys it.
Well, because you gave it to her. Yes, you did. Sure you did. When you left, you had another computer. Is that right?
Yes.
When you left, you had another computer, and you weren't using this laptop. You said, here, take this one. It's old, and I don't use it.
I'm a full-time college student. I'm a single mother. I wish I had the abilities to give my friends laptops, but I don't.
You gave her one. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Satire salesman Edgar Batiste is suing former friend, 24-year-old bartender Alicia Franquito, for selling him bogus airline tickets.
Mr. Batiste,
Good evening, Your Honor.
according to your complaint, sir, you purchased some Buddy airline tickets from the defendant. I don't know what these are. You're going to explain that to me. And according to you, you didn't get what you paid for. You want your money back. Defendant says you don't get your money back. This was a final sale. So first, you want to tell me what a Buddy ticket is, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. I purchased 3 buddy passes from Alicia Franquito.
Could you keep your voice up? I want you to tell me what they are. I've just told you. They're Buddy passes.
Yes.
What are they?
They're airline travel tickets.
I never heard of that. Can I see what they look like?
Can I explain it to you?
Sure.
Is interested.
Basically, if someone works for an airline, they can give free tickets to people, and I had bought them from a friend who knows the person who works for the airline.
Just a minute. So the airline give to their employees free tickets
Yes.
that they can use like a companion ticket?
Yes.
So that the airline employee can take a companion with them to go someplace.
Or they can just give them away to people to use.
But
for
they're not supposed to
themselves.
sell them.
Right.
They're not supposed to sell them.
Exactly.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Batiste, well, it says right here that this can't be sold, right?
I guess
Did you
so,
read
Your
that?
Honor. No, I didn't at the time, Your Honor. I didn't.
Well, you knew it couldn't be sold or bought. You know that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
In any event, the reason you want your money back is because they told you that you had to pay a certain amount of money in addition to these tickets to
Yes,
travel?
ma'am.
And the person you sold them to somebody else.
Some friends were supposed to travel.
You sold them to somebody else.
Yes, ma'am.
And the person you sold them to said, I want my money back, because it says that I had to give them more money to use these tickets, according to your complaint. And now you want your money back from her.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
she should get her money back from the person she bought them from. Right?
Yes.
So am I correct that this is a whole little scam? Somebody who works for the airlines gets free tickets, and then they start selling them. How much did you pay for them?
40.
You paid 40. You sold them to him for 175 apiece. Right? Shh! And how much did you sell them for?
My friends paid me $175 each, Your Honor,
So you were even.
and I paid her. Yes, ma'am.
Give those back to him, please. Okay?
Okay.
Good. Mr. Batiste, I'm going to tell you what the law is, what we call the doctrine of clean hands. That means that when you come into a court of law and ask a court to give you justice, you have to come in with clean hands, not having done anything wrong with regard to the particular events surrounding the case. You did something wrong. So did she. You did something wrong by buying black market tickets. She did something wrong by buying black market tickets. So do you know what courts say to folks like you who did something wrong? They tell you to get out. They say, don't waste our time. We're not interested in trying to help people who are doing the wrong thing. We have enough time to spend trying to help people who are doing the right thing and getting screwed. We don't try to help people who you screw a little bit, she screws a little bit, and then you come into court and say, please help me because I was screwed more than her. We don't have time for that. Goodbye, Mr. Batiste.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy, 23-year-old bartender Nita Kaleem is suing her former friend, 27-year-old furniture refinisher Terrence Bradford, for assaulting her during a night of drinking.
Miss Kaleem, how do you know the defendant?
Terrence Bradford was a friend of mine.
What does that mean, a friend of yours? Was he a boyfriend?
A friend of mine, just an associate. We lived a block away from each other. If I wasn't working and he wasn't working, we'll call each other, go out.
It's your complaint that he assaulted you for no reason one evening when you were both drinking.
Right.
Mr. Bradford says that you were drunk and you went nuts and he was merely defending himself. So I want you to tell me when this happened, what kind of an assault it was, what your injuries were, and then I have a few other serious questions to ask you.
Okay.
When was it?
It was on September 11th of 2002.
Where were you and what were you doing?
I was in Terrence Bradford's home. We were...
Who else lives in his home?
His mother, and I think his stepfather, his father.
Were they home?
His mother was home, yes.
Go ahead. What time of the day?
Around 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Come on, let me hear what happened.
Okay, what happened was... Terrence called me earlier that night. He was like, what you doing? I said, nothing, I'm not doing anything. Well, let's go get some beer that he drinks. Now, this is like some strong beer, and I don't really drink like that. Every time I get with Terrence, I drink with him. And we were drunk that night. We were both drinking. And
in his mother's house?
In his mother's house, yes. And what happened was... I couldn't breathe. I was having difficulty breathing. All I remember was...
You were having difficulty breathing from what?
From, I don't know, I just couldn't breathe. I was on the bed. I remember him calling his mother, asking his mother, what's the matter with her? She's not breathing right. She's acting funny. I remember his mother saying that, you know, just get a cold rag or whatever. She's just been drinking a little bit. She'll be all right. Next thing I know, I'm standing in the kitchen with his mother, then she has a towel to my head. I don't remember getting hit. I got hit 3 times, actually.
You just told me you don't remember getting hit.
No, I don't remember getting hit. But the way that I got hit, I have pictures if you want to see. I sustained a black eye, my nose was busted, and I have a scar on my head from where I got hit, where actually, if he did hit me, he had to have hit me at least a minimum of 3 times.
Maybe you fell off the bed.
No, I did not fall off the bed.
How do you know?
I did not fall off the bed.
Just a minute, Miss Kaleem. What you're telling me is that you were so drunk that you had no idea how you got bruised on your face. Is that what you're telling me?
That I was so drunk. We were drinking that night.
Just a second. No, just a second. If somebody hits you 3 times, severely enough to cause injuries, which you're going to show me in a second,
right,
and you don't remember how that happened, but you're surmising that from the photographs it came as a result of being hit 3 times, what you're telling me is that you don't remember being hit. Is that right? And if you don't remember being hit, you don't remember being hit because you were too drunk. You report him to the police?
No, I didn't.
Just a second. Is there any reason why somebody who has, can I have those pictures? Somebody who has this kind of injury that you claim was as a result of getting beaten by him doesn't report this to the police?
His cousin called me 2 days later. Terrence is sorry, please don't press charges on Terrence.
I'm not interested in that, and I'm not even hearing that.
Okay.
It's hearsay, it's meaningless,
Okay.
I don't believe it.
Okay.
You have that witness here today? That person who told you that he was
That's
sorry
his
he hit
cousin.
you?
I don't talk to anybody.
Listen to me. Do you have that person here today, Miss Colleen?
No, I don't.
Good, then I'm not interested in what they have to say. Well, this certainly, Bird, do you think, and I want you to just take a look at this, you think that this mark could have happened if you fell off a bed?
It's possible.
Yeah, sure, anything's possible. All right, Mr. Bradford, tell me what happened.
When she came around my house, she was already a little drunk. So I said, let's go to the store get some more beer.
That was a smart thing to do. That was initially a smart thing to do, sir. So she was already a little drunk, and you said, let's go get some more. Is that right? Shh,
Yes, ma'am.
please. How old are you?
27.
The future of America. So she's already drunk. You said, let's go get some more beer, and I assume that you went in her car. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you tell me in your answer. You got in her car. She was already drunk.
Yeah.
And you drove to get some more beer.
Mm-hmm.
Who drove?
I did.
Who drove?
Did I drink? Oh, I forgot. Did you? I don't know. I did drive.
Lying. He's lying.
Miss Colleen.
Don't lie
Miss
about it.
Colleen.
Lying
I don't want to
about
hear you.
everything.
I'm enjoying this,
Lying.
please. Go ahead.
After we got the beer, we went out Huntersville, on my old
You went
neighborhood.
what?
So after we got the beer, we went out Huntersville. It's a neighborhood. I used to stay out there.
What did you do? Just stay in the car and drink, or you went to friends?
Yeah, went to a friend's house, went to his house.
Okay, so you went to his house and you were drinking. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. We out there. We still drinking out there. After we get finished drinking the 40s, we started drinking some liquor. Then Nita started wilding.
She started what?
Wilding.
What is that?
Acting crazy.
I'm crazy.
Right. That I understand.
So I was telling her to calm down because the security guards out there. Oh, they calm down, Nita. They're gonna arrest you. So I threw her in the car, then went back to my house. I told my mom that she was in there breathing heavy. And then we went outside on the porch because I said she needed some air. And then she just snapped. Then I told her, I said, look, just get your stuff and go home.
So you're going to put her in her car, being as drunk as she was, and send her home?
Oh, she started snapping on me for nothing. I don't know why.
Can I say something?
No. Could you finish, please?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you would look like you were taking a nap. Get to how, if you know, she got these marks on her face. Would you tell me, please?
Okay. I threw up against the wall.
Okay.
Then I told her to go home. Then I was walking out the door. Then she threw a bottle at me. I dug it, then I hit her.
Where did you hit her?
In her face.
Is that the black eye she had?
Yeah.
Now, how'd she get this mark on her forehead?
I hit on the forehead, too.
Okay, good. And what did she do to you?
Nothing.
Nothing.
She threw the bottle at me.
She threw a bottle at you. What
Yeah.
kind of a bottle did she throw at you?
A 40 bottle.
Do you have any recollection of that?
Ma'am, no. I never went out on the porch that night.
You were drunk.
We were in the bedroom. No, we were in the room watching TV and we were drinking. We had just came back from Huntersville that night. I
Miss
agree
Colleen,
with that.
listen to me very carefully. Don't get drunk. How old are you?
22.
You don't get
23
drunk?
now.
Don't get drunk.
Okay.
That's the lesson. He got drunk. You got drunk. You don't remember what happened to you. He's honest enough or slow enough to tell me that he hit you 3 times, all right? That's honest. He hit you 3 times because he said you threw a 40 bottle at him. Well, that's really no excuse for hitting you 3 times. Maybe a push to get your way if you're drunk, but he was drunk too.
I mean, he wants to get drunk and be hitting on people for no reason because I couldn't breathe or whatever. That doesn't make any sense.
Where is your responsibility in all this? He's an idiot.
I don't have any responsibility
Oh, you
in
don't?
any of this. That's
Oh, you
what I'm
do?
trying to say.
Oh,
If
listen
we're
to me.
friends and we go out
My
and drink.
mouth is moving. Your mouth has to stop. Your responsibility to yourself as an adult is not to get so drunk so that you don't know what you're doing. You do have a responsibility. Because if he did, in fact, assault you when you had no responsibility, then you would have called the police and made a complaint, and he would have been arrested for assault because that's what he did. And the reason that you couldn't do that, even if you had wanted to do that, it's because you were so drunk that you have no self-induced. He didn't order you to drink. He didn't compel you to drink. He didn't get you down on the floor and use a funnel and funnel it into your mouth. You went to his house on purpose for the express purpose of drinking. And I believe everything he says, that you did arrive at his house already having consumed alcohol.
Okay, can I say one thing?
No.
He called 2 days later.
What part of no didn't you understand?
How's he going to apologize?
What part of no didn't you understand? Because he's stupid and called you to apologize.
He agreed that he was going to pay for my medical bills.
Good, he should pay for your medical bill.
For my one
Good.
day
Just
I
a
missed
second.
from work.
He should pay for your medical bill. Did you agree to pay for a medical bill?
Yes, ma'am. I told
Yes, you did. Good. And what was your medical bill?
$159.
That's what he's going to pay. Judgment for the plaintiff.
He
in the amount of
agreed- no, he agreed to
$159
pay for this too.
outside.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Equipment operator John Craiglow and his son 12-year-old Josh are suing Josh's schoolmate 13-year-old Chris Donahue and his stepmother juvenile detention officer Tammy Donahue. Josh claims Chris pushed his face into a drinking fountain and broke his tooth.
Parents may be seated. Did this incident happen at a school playground or a park?
It was in the hallway while I was getting a drink.
Hallway where? In school?
Yes.
All right, Chris. He's getting a drink in school.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason that I assume you're going to tell me, you took his head and you pushed it down, causing his mouth to hit the spigot, causing his tooth to break. Correct?
Yes.
And why did you do that?
We were messing around in the hall.
What do you mean you were messing around in the hall? What does that mean?
We were messing around in the hall. And
I don't know what messing around means. Messing around could be making a mess. Messing around could be fooling around. And if it's fooling around, I want you to tell me exactly what that means.
We're fooling around in the halls.
Tell me how you were fooling around.
We're bumping each other and...
How are you bumping each other? With your hands?
Yeah, we're just pushing each other around a little, and then we went to go get a drink, and...
Then you both went to get a drink.
Yes.
Who got a drink first?
Me.
Did you get your drink?
Yes.
And then you stepped aside?
Yes.
And then he stepped up to the fountain?
Yes.
And is that when you pushed his head down?
He was getting a drink first, and then I hit his head.
I want you to listen carefully as to what you just told me. First, you're messing around, pushing each other around, fooling around. Is that right?
Yes.
Then you were thirsty.
Yeah.
And he was thirsty.
Yes.
So you got a drink.
Yes.
When you were finished getting a drink, you moved aside.
Yes.
And the very next thing that happened was he went to get a drink?
Yes.
And while his head was down was when you hit his head?
Yes.
Is that the story that your son gave you? Or was it some other story that you wrote in your answer?
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Stand up. Now you can stand up. You'll answer my question. Is the scenario that your son gave to you when you asked him what happened the same one that he just gave to me, or was it slightly different?
Slightly different.
Well, I want you to rely on the fact that the one he just told me was the truth. Now, once we come to terms with the fact that the one he told me just now is the truth, you understand that he is responsible, and therefore you are responsible for paying his dental bills. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Good. Very, very foolish. Pushing, shoving, fooling around, messing around doesn't cause usually any injury. Do you understand that, Chris?
Yes.
You're supposed to be smart enough. How old are you?
13.
13. You're supposed to be smart enough at 13 that if you take somebody's head and you shove it down into a metal object, they could break a tooth, right?
Yes.
You weren't angry when you did it.
No.
No, you're just being stupid.
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $313. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. Draftsman Sherry Lambert is suing neighbor interior designer Penny Stames for knocking over a marble statue in her home.
Miss Lambert, I gather that you and the defendant are neighbors. Is that right?
Yes.
And it is your claim that she owes you $5,000 because she was at your home during a party and knocked over a statue in your home and broke it.
Correct.
Ms. Stames said she's very sorry. It was an accident.
True, but she also entered the home uninvited.
So let's talk about that. You were having a party?
Mr. Brown and his wife and myself were hosting a small party that day, yes.
How was Mr. Brown?
He's my next door neighbor. I apologize, Your Honor.
And how many people were at the party?
I'd say approximately 15.
How large an apartment or home do you have?
About 2,000 square feet.
Now tell me about Ms. Stames. How did she get to the party?
I'm not sure, but she walked in carrying a plate of bread in one hand, a yellow glass in the other,
So you saw, just a second, so you saw her when she came in?
That's correct. I was standing off to the side, and she came in the front door and announced, "I'm crashing your party." I took the bread out of her hand, walked into the dining room.
Said, shh, just a second. She must have said something to you first for you to take the bread out of her hand. Now, was this bread that she was eating, or was this bread that she came to bring to the party?
She was bringing it to the party.
Okay.
All right, she stated she was crashing the party.
Right.
I was not happy, didn't quite know how to respond.
I don't care whether you were happy or not. Your emotional state is not relevant to these proceedings. I want to know what you did.
I took the bread from her and took it into the dining room. I did not want food on the bar area.
Was there a buffet there? Is that what was there?
Correct.
What happened next?
I heard a loud crash. I walked back into the living room area. The defendant was sitting on the floor next to this marble statue and pedestal, which she had knocked over. She was very upset. She was crying, sobbing. Needless to say, I was very upset.
Did you see a lawyer, Ms. Lambert?
No.
Did anyone tell you that if she was a guest in your home and this accident happened, because clearly you don't suggest she did this on purpose.
No, it was
an accident,
careless.
that she was not legally responsible. Did anyone ever tell you that?
No.
Did anyone ever tell you that if she were an invited guest, she would not be legally responsible, but if she was uninvited into your home and was really trespassing in your home, then she would be responsible?
That's what I would assume to be correct.
That's the reason why you told me in your complaint, "I'm crashing your party," to make it clear that she was really trespassing in your home.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Correct, Your Honor.
Trying to get around the fact that an invited guest would not be responsible if there was an accident in your home.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If it was in a safe place, unless she took her body and lunged into it.
Which she very possibly could have.
But you have no proof that she did that, Ms.
I do have an eyewitness, Mr. Brown. Saw her knock it over.
Mr. Brown, come up here, sir.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sherry Lambert says neighbor Penny Stames crashed a party at her home. Sherry claims during the party, Penny knocked over a marble statue.
Now, had you been previously invited to this party?
I had not officially been invited, no, Your Honor.
That's what I gather. And when you came in, you said, "I'm crashing the party"?
Actually, I said, "May I crash your party," thinking I was being charming.
Sounds right. And you brought some food?
I brought some homemade pizza bread, yes.
And Miss Lambert accepted that and added it to the rest of the party favors.
She directed me toward the dining room. I put it in on the table. And then turning and coming back, I met her again in the living room itself. We stopped and chatted for a bit.
What did you say to her, and what did she say to you when you stopped and chatted?
She hadn't seen me in some time, and last year I underwent some medical treatments and had lost my hair. And she commented on the fact that my hair had grown in and asked how I was feeling and how I was doing. That was a very brief moment, and then I turned to go toward the guest restroom to wash my hands. They'd gotten a bit soiled in bringing this food in. And there were quite a number of people in this narrow area. The statue was approximately 12 to 15 inches tall on about a 24-inch base, not tacked down or waxed down, sitting on carpet and padding. And when I excused myself and went around behind Mrs. rather than cut through two conversations, I didn't see the thing. The crowd moved and it was knocked over with my purse on my hip.
You felt terrible?
Of course I felt terrible.
Of course. You have homeowner's insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this statue covered under your homeowner's policy?
No, it was not. We have a large number of fine art objects in our home, and my husband and I consider ourselves self-insured. We invite people into our home who we trust.
Well, there's no reason not to trust Miss Stames. She did not purposely knock over your statue. It was an accident.
Yes, it was.
You didn't expect her to pay $5,000 for your statue, do you?
Yes, I do.
She's not going to. I'm going to tell you why. Because while she may not have been an invited guest at the beginning, you invited her in by permitting her to remain, because she asked the question. The question was, may I crash your party?
I don't recall
Or,
the may.
even if she said, I'm crashing your party, all you had to do was say to her, I'm sorry, you cannot.
You're
Instead, according to you, you took her offering and never said to her, I'm sorry, you have to leave. And therefore, she became an invited guest. If she had negligently or purposefully damaged something in your home, she would have been responsible.
This was done negligently and
No, it
carelessly.
was not. When you have 15 or more people in a living room, the possibility exists that something that's laid out on a table is going to get brushed off by someone inadvertently.
If I may, Your Honor, for your consideration,
Sure.
I have prepared a scale drawing of our living room area.
I'm not interested in your
A
scale
photo.
drawing. Just pay attention, madam. If you have something valuable in your home that is uninsured, you take it and you put it in a safe place when you have a party.
It wasn't a safe place.
No, it was not in a safe place, because if it was in a safe place, unless she took her body and lunged into it.
Which she very possibly could have.
But you have no proof that she did that, Miss
I do have an
Lambert.
eyewitness, Mr. Brown. Saw her
Mr.
knock it
Brown,
over.
come up here, sir.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Brown, now let's be very careful with each other, sir. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, I do.
Did you see this woman go over and knock over with her hand this statue?
I saw her standing there, and when she turned, her hip hit the statue.
Right. Thank you very much. You may be seated. That is what we call an accident, Miss Lambert. She turned around, according to your eyewitness, and when she turned around, her hip knocked into the statue and it fell over. That is an accident. She is not responsible for replacing your statue. Put your hand down, Mr. Brown. Thank you very much. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. 25-year-old cook Andrea Sullivan and her husband Micah are suing former friend, 25-year-old cook Damon Bradshaw, for injuring Andrea's back when he body slammed her onto a couch. Damon says he was imitating Andy Kaufman.
Mrs. Sullivan, the defendant was a former friend of yours and a roommate.
That's right.
Both you and your husband's. Is your husband?
Yes.
According to your complaint, one evening, two of you were sitting around watching television, and Mr. Bradshaw, sort of mimicking something that you were watching on television, some wrestling that you were watching on television, he picked you up and he threw you on the sofa, because he was watching some wrestling. Is that right, Mr. Bradshaw?
Pretty much. It was Andy Kaufman.
What does he do? Does he sing?
He was a comedian who wrestled women.
What?
Taxi, Locker, on Taxi, the show Taxi.
He be that.
Does he also, and he wrestles?
Well, he started wrestling women for a while because he thought it'd be funny.
See, that's what you were watching on television. And
So, huh?
what day of the week was this?
I don't know. On a weekday or something, I don't remember.
Well, what kind of work do you do? Were you doing that?
I wasn't working at the time. So.
Were you studying something?
No, I was just a bum. Pretty much.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're a cook?
Yeah.
Did you go to school for that?
No, I didn't.
Would you give me the name of the restaurant, Bert, and I want to make sure to take it off our list.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Andrea Sullivan and her husband Micah are suing former friend Damon Bradshaw for injuring Andrea's back when he body slammed her onto a couch. Damon says he was imitating Andy Kaufman.
Anyway, you picked up Mrs. Sullivan and you threw her on the couch?
I didn't throw her.
Tell me what you did.
Well, we were getting wasted and we were up all night long watching TV, and he had to go to work, and so we were watching Man on the Moon about Andy Kaufman, and I thought it looked pretty funny. I said I could kick any girl's butt, and
don't do that to the table.
Sorry.
It's irritating.
And so I grabbed her and we were wrestling around, and I took her and I put her on the couch, and she landed on, I guess, a bar or something in the couch, and I hurt her back. Then we called him. He came over.
Oh. What kind of work do you do now?
Now I'm a cook.
You're a cook?
Yeah.
Did you go to school for that?
No, I didn't.
Would you give me the name of the restaurant, Bert, and I want to make sure to take it off our list. Could we have the name of the restaurant, please? Put that down, Bert.
It's really good.
It's off the list.
It's off the list.
Off the list.
All right, he threw you down on the couch. You hurt your back, is that right?
That's right. We weren't wrestling, though.
Mr. Bradshaw said that you were both drinking. Is that true?
Yes.
What do you do?
I am a cook also.
Did you go to school to be a cook?
No.
What's the name of the restaurant? And what do you do?
I'm a student.
Did you see a doctor?
Yes. I went to a chiropractor.
Can I see, please, the bills from the chiropractor? When did you first start to have pain in your back?
As soon as he dropped me onto the couch, that he slammed me down onto the couch.
Was there a bar there? He says
yeah, there was like
there.
a wood frame bar that I landed on, and
They weren't really wrestling, though, Your Honor. He always says it like that they were wrestling and having a good time, but he just
He wasn't
picked her up
wrestling. He
and
was being an idiot.
yeah, he just grabs her and threw
No,
her
excuse me,
down.
he wasn't being an idiot. He was an
Yes, he
idiot
did slam me down.
practicing
It was
his
just like
craft.
Rough House.
Yeah.
I don't go around beating women up.
You didn't do it, sir. You didn't hurt her on purpose.
No.
I want to explain something to you. I don't believe that you hurt her on purpose. I believe that you hurt her because you were an idiot.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Whether you hurt her on purpose or you hurt her because you're an idiot, you still hurt her, and it's your fault. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You had medical bills in the amount of $3,567. Is that right?
yes.
Listen, I hope a lot of other people go to, what is this, to eat?
Yeah.
So you're going to need it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,567.56. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Attorney Warner Lovell is suing his former client, 27-year-old ticketing agent Diane Michelle Carson, for failure to pay for services in a custody battle. Michelle says she never hired him.
Mr. Lovell, you are an attorney.
That is correct.
And it is your claim that the defendant retained you in a custody proceeding to represent her and that she has an outstanding bill that you wanted to pay.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Carson says that she never retained you, that her mother, if anyone, retained you in this custody proceeding, and aside from that, you failed to show up in court on the day of the hearing. Is that your defense?
Yes.
I gather, Ms. Carson, that this whole case started with a custody proceeding involving your former husband some 6 or 7 years ago.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you have 2 small children.
Yes.
According to what I read in your answer, you lost custody to your husband.
Yes.
And your husband remarried. And recently he was dispatched to go into active duty, leaving the 2 children with their stepmother. And it was your desire to regain custody of the children, even temporarily, while their father was in the active military, rather than leaving them with their stepmother. That's what the lawsuit was about.
Yes.
And now, Mr. Lovell, I would like you to tell me when Ms. Carson came to see you, how she was referred to you. I'd like to see the retainer agreement that she signed.
Your Honor, she came to me on or about June 18, 2002, the same date that she signed this agreement. Actually, she didn't come into my office. I gave the agreement to my secretary, one of my witnesses here, Diane Galloway, who is the mother of the defendant.
Okay, hold on a second. You took this retainer agreement, which I want to read for a second, and you gave it to your witness, who happens to be the defendant's mother.
Right, but Your Honor...
When it was returned to you, was it returned signed?
Yes.
So your conversations were primarily with her mother, who was your secretary?
That's correct.
Did you sign a retainer agreement with the plaintiff in June?
No, I did not.
Step up, please. Ms. Galloway, you worked for the plaintiff?
Yes.
For how long?
5 years.
Prior to the 18th of June, 2002, did you discuss with the plaintiff your daughter's predicament with regard to her 2 children?
Yes.
When had your daughter first contacted you and told you that the children were going to be with their stepmother?
She didn't contact me. I just knew.
How did you know?
Because I correspond with their father and the stepmother.
When you found out about it, what did you do?
I encouraged her to try to get temporary custody of them.
When did you speak to him?
June the 18th.
Are you telling me that prior to June the 18th, you never spoke to him about the situation?
And not as far as in a professional manner, just as far as in corresponding, I would come in kind of depressed or upset or something and, share with him the situation.
Now, in June is when you had the first formal conversation with him, is that right?
That's correct.
And was it at that time that he gave you this retainer agreement?
Yes.
And what did you do with the retainer agreement?
I signed it, and then Michelle signed it.
Where was she when she signed it?
In my kitchen, in my house.
On what date?
September, I'm going to say probably around 21st, 22nd.
Your Honor, I don't want you to speak.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The conference with client that you are referring to in your billing statement has to be Miss Galloway. Is that correct?
Yes, but may I explain?
No.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Attorney Warner Lovell says former client Michelle Carson owes for his services involving custody. Michelle says Mr. Lovell was hired by her mother, so she should pay.
Why is it that your daughter didn't sign the retainer agreement until September?
Because the proceedings, the way they were going, we thought we were going to have to, get attorney fees from the defendant. And I couldn't do that because I was not a party to the litigation. So I told her, in order to get attorney fees, you're the party, I'm not, you need to sign this.
Now, when was the hearing in this case?
First one I was involved in was scheduled for June 28, 2002, but we went in a day early, the 27th, at mutual agreement.
Mr. Lovell, between June 18th and September, how many court appearances did you make?
I made that one.
And then?
There was another lawyer involved for the defendant here, and the defendant and her mother wanted someone with more experience. I have 32 years experience.
Shh, Mr. Lovell, who told you that?
Diane Galloway, my witness, told me they wanted someone more experienced. I then communicated with the defendant about this, and I sent her letters. She never responded to one of the letters and indicated
what was the date. What was the date of the letter, sir?
It was September 23rd. Was to her lawyer, my co-counsel, pointing out.
No, Mr. Lovell. Mr. Lovell, sir. Let me explain to you where I'm going, and you know exactly. You know exactly where I'm going, Mr. Lovell. Right. Between June 18th and some date in September that your witness is not sure of, the defendant did not retain you. She retained you.
I disagree with that assessment.
Well, I'm telling you, you may disagree with it, but since I am the final arbiter of what's going on here, you have to accept that, sir. Now, you are suing for work that was done between June and September. I think that your secretary wanted some help with a custody case that she thought was a good idea initially in April. She told her daughter that she thought her daughter should pursue this custody case as opposed to the stepmother. Her daughter retained her own attorney. She signed a retainer agreement with you in June. She did not sign it until September. And all I'm asking you now, sir, is to fill in the blanks for me when you had correspondence with the defendant. Show me.
The first letter I had with her was the 23rd of September. Here's a copy of the letter. I had another one on October 8th. But prior to these letters, I had telephone communications with her, Judge, Your Honor, and she recognized me as her counsel.
Don't tell me she recognized you as her counsel, sir. I don't see that she recognized you as her counsel. You don't have a retainer agreement signed by her until September. And in September, you started sending her letters that you wanted your money. She says, you're not my lawyer. I mean, I'm not asking you any questions. I'm just looking at your paperwork, sir, and listening to your witness.
From August 6th to October 7th, Diane Galloway was out of my office with a wrist injury and surgery. So I was having to communicate some with the defendant directly. She recognized me as her lawyer. And
did you recognize him as your lawyer?
I never spoke with him. It was always through my mom. My mom would tell me something. I never spoke with this gentleman on the telephone except for one time, and it was a no charge on the billing statement. All of this other billing is conversation with Diane Galloway, conversation with Diane Galloway.
See it, please?
All of the bills.
Can I see it, please? How much did you pay your attorney?
My attorney, $2,000.
What happened with the case?
I lost.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Who paid you your retainer on June 18th?
Diane Galloway paid a $500 retainer on that time. I have a copy of the check she's given.
I believe you.
Okay.
Am I correct that in your statement to this defendant, dated 7/1/02 for the month of June, that when you refer to conference with client, you are referring to Miss Galloway?
Some of those were with Miss Galloway. I had a conversation or two with each one.
Listen to me, sir. You don't say clients. You say client. Did you have a conference with Miss Carson on 6/18? The answer is either yes or no.
No.
So if you did not have a conference, Mr. Lovell, with Miss Carson on June 18th, the conference with client that you are referring to in your billing statement has to be Miss Galloway. Is that correct?
Yes, but may I explain?
No. On June 19th, did you have a conference with Miss Carson?
Not in person.
Are you telling me, sir, that you had a conference on the telephone with Miss Carson and you had a conference with Miss Galloway as well?
No. The defendant worked for American Airlines and I couldn't reach her by phone during the day. When I would call, I usually would not get a response. If she had to come into my office, she would lose pay. Therefore, I would communicate to her through Diane Galloway.
Mr. Lovell, I'm not going to prolong this torture anymore, sir. You do not have a case against Miss Carson and you know it. Case dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Homemaker Diane Frank is suing her sister, real estate agent Bonnie Willoughby, for car payments, attorney fees, and for the cost to have a car shipped from Hawaii to California.
Miss Frank, the defendant is your sister, is that right?
Yes.
And you co-signed a loan for a car for her?
Yes.
And the agreement was that she was to make the payments on the car?
Yes.
Is that right so far?
Yes.
And then there came a time when your sister left wherever you were. Where had you been living?
Riverside.
In California?
Yes.
And she went to Hawaii?
Yes.
You didn't know where she went, but she went to Hawaii with the car?
Yes.
And it is your claim that she was not making payments on this car?
Right.
And you want her to pay for payments that you had to catch up on, as well as the cost of bringing the car back from Hawaii to California, which was in excess of $5,000, which is the maximum here. Your sister says that you had no reason to come and take the car back because she was, in fact, making payments. Correct?
Yes.
That's what you say. So let me tell you what the rules are. If you were making all the payments, then I'm going to dismiss your sister's case, because if you were making all the payments, that was your agreement, and she had no right to go and pick up the car, and if she went and picked up the car, then all the expense she will bear herself. So then the burden falls upon you to show me proof that you made all the car payments from 11/11/99 until what date did you pick up the car?
I picked up the car on February 23rd, I believe.
Of this year?
Yes.
Miss Willoughby, let me see it. Let me see the proof that you made all the payments. Show me. Go ahead.
Your Honor.
That's me.
My records are not available to me. I am going through a separation, and I don't have access to the records because my husband has all of them in a storage where I do not have access to.
Miss Willoughby, banks keep records. So if you wrote a check each month for this car, all you have to do is call the bank and say, I don't have my records, I need copies of the last 12 months. So the truth of the matter is that you weren't making all these payments. Isn't that right? Miss Willoughby, did you make all the payments?
I made all of the payments up until I started to fall slightly behind.
So then the answer is you didn't make all the payments. You have letters to show me from the bank indicating that the payments were delinquent?
Yes.
Can I see them, please?
These are the statements that start coming where, and I don't have them all, but here's
Let me take a look
plenty
at
of
some
them that shows that they were starting to come late. I started receiving phone calls.
Just a second. Just a second. Well, here's one, 12/11/01. Were you in Hawaii at that time?
No, I was not.
Well, at that time, the past due amount was $1,446.86. When did you go to Hawaii?
Approximately 2001 would have been May. Your Honor, I was not able to find the car for 8 months. I begged
on email, please tell me where the car is. I couldn't get insurance on the car because I didn't have possession of the car. She didn't have insurance on it, so they tacked on insurance on those payments too. So I got that extra lovely bill.
When did you finally pick up the car? 2/23/02?
Yes.
And you've been making the payments on the car ever since?
Yes.
How much did you ultimately pay for the car, on the car, when you picked it up in February? How much did you have to pay to catch up with what was
November,
owed?
I made a payment of $1,548.41. That way they said that they were dropping all the suits against me.
Okay, but you didn't have the car at that time?
No.
How much did it cost you to bring the car back?
It cost me $871 to ship it, and another $250 was mandatory. They made me get marine insurance. The WOFS would not release it without getting the marine insurance.
That wasn't required when I shipped it to Hawaii.
I don't
WFS
care.
had no
You
requirement.
had money to ship it to Hawaii. Did you make any other payments on the car when it wasn't in your possession?
Yes, I did.
How much?
I made the December, the January, and the February.
Let me see.
Okay, December. Oops.
Ms.
These
Willoughby,
ones. And I also
why do
made
you
some.
think this isn't amusing? Do you think this is amusing?
No, I don't think it's amusing. I think it's just sad when a sister can't solve something between her sister in private. We both
Well,
have
how
the
much
same.
did you? How much
we
has you
have the same history of problems.
How much did you pay her? $50 a month towards this back money? How much did you give her since she's been laying out all this money? $25 a month?
Since
something?
she has had possession of the car.
No, before. In order to keep her credit reasonable when you weren't making the payments.
She damaged my credit. Oh, sorry.
How much did you give her? And call her up and say, listen, I can't give it to you all at one time, but I'm going to send you $100 a month, $50 a month. I will catch up as soon as I can.
I've had the expense of $3,197 of rental car bills because she's had my car this entire while.
Before, you didn't hear my question. Miss Willoughby, before she took back the car and you weren't making payments, did you call her and say to her, I'm sorry you had to make these payments for me, but I'm going to send you $100 a month, $200 a month, $50 a month, just to show you that I know it's my responsibility?
I know that it's my responsibility.
No, I asked you whether you called her and said that to her.
My mother did.
Judgment for the plaintiff and the amount requested. Your costs are far more than that, but your sister's not going to get it. Do you understand? She doesn't get it. She doesn't get it that it's her responsibility, not her mother's responsibility, nobody else's responsibility. She took off with the car. She didn't pay for the car. She's in another jurisdiction. She says, I have other bills to pay, but the onus of it fell on you because you did the wrong thing. You co-signed or you signed as a primary on a car for somebody else. You never do that.
I didn't sign as a primary. She worked for the place, and they switched my name.
You signed.
Listen, you went there, you recognized the fact that they switched you as a co-signer.
No, I didn't know it at the time.
Well, then you
it's
have to
my mistake.
That's your mistake. Yes. Then you have to read it more carefully. But she's got the car, and you got the lousy credit. I mean, it's ridiculous. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
3-year-old computer technician Stephen Acosta and his wife Cheryl are suing the father of Cheryl's daughter, 25-year-old plumber Ariel Navarro, and his wife Stephanie. Stephen says during a custody exchange, Ariel assaulted him.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 399 on the calendar in the matter of Acosta versus Navarro. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Acosta, this is your wife?
Yes, it is.
From what I understand from your complaint, your wife has a child.
Correct.
You're the father of that child.
Yes.
You used to be her boyfriend?
Boyfriend.
How long have you been married?
Going on 2 years.
And you have another child?
Yes, I do.
A baby. According to you, Mr. Acosta, during an exchange of visitation between your wife and Mr. Navarro, could you sit down, please? Good. You were assaulted by him.
Correct.
And Mr. Navarro said that you were the aggressor. I gather that this exchange takes place at a police precinct.
Correct.
Why, Mr. Acosta?
Well, he used to be able to pick her up at my house, but see, every time he picked up at my house, he'd always threaten me and everything like that.
So initially the visitation provided that you pick up, it's your daughter?
Yes.
That you pick up your daughter at the house. What happened?
Just from prior experiences before, me and him get into altered arguments and.
Why should you get into an argument?
A lot of times it was things were passed from my Mrs. Acosta, we would have a dispute or something about my daughter, and then
When would you have these disputes? At the time when you would pick up the child or return her for visitation?
well, usually it'd be like before I got there on the phone, we would call and I'd had a little dispute, and then once we got there to exchange my daughter, it would always come up, and I'd try to talk, or we would try to.
What did you fight about?
Pickup times, maybe being late 10 minutes, not complete information about hospital appointments and stuff like that.
When was this visitation that resulted in an assault, Mr. Acosta?
October 16th.
Why don't you tell me what happened?
Well, we're driving, me and my wife were in the car, we're driving up to the police station. I was parked.
When had Mr. Navarro had his visitation? Was this a Sunday or a Saturday?
It was a Wednesday.
When did you pick your daughter up?
I picked her up that day from school, and I kept her for the evening and dropped her off at the
Is that
police
what
station.
your visitation
Yes.
schedule provides?
Yes.
Wednesday after school?
Yes,
So you picked her up from school, and what time were you supposed to exchange her at the precinct?
at 7 o'clock.
And you were there at 7?
Yes, I was there before.
And were you there at 7?
Yes, I was.
Tell me what happened.
Well, when I got into the police department, to the driveway, the defendant was sitting there with his hands folded to his chest, just giving me bad looks. Me and my wife were looking at each other and go, something's wrong. And, so as soon as we parked, she told me, he's still looking at you. So I told my wife, just go in the police station, do the exchange, and let's go.
You remained in your car?
Yes, I remained in my car.
And I see that your baby was in the car as
Correct.
well. How old is your baby?
She's 17 months.
Go ahead.
Okay, she went in there to wait for him to come to the office. He still stayed outside, standing by his truck, giving me bad looks. Then, after 5 minutes later, he grabbed the daughter, went to the police station. I seen him and my wife arguing back and forth. He still had my stepdaughter in his hands.
How did you see them arguing?
The windows are see-through. You can see right through the windows. They're just arguing. Okay, after that, he came outside, like, fast-pacing to my car, cursing at me and saying effing this, get the F out of the car. I go, well, what's wrong? He's, oh, you hit my kid. I go, hit your kid? I go, I didn't even hit your kid. I go, why would I hit your kid? I treat your kid as she was mine.
Where was your daughter at the time, sir, when you came out of the precinct?
She was in my arms.
Go ahead.
Okay, while his daughter was in his arms, he was sitting there cursing at me through my window. My 17-month daughter was in the back. She was sleeping still. Okay, after he kept on cursing, he kept on going, more, get out of the car, this and that. I told you, if anybody ever laid a hand on my kid, I'm going to take him out. So I go, I don't know what you're talking about, just go on your other side. Then he started getting more violent. Then my 17-month-old daughter woke up, and she was crying. So I was looking back, and I told her it's okay, I go, relax, it's okay. And he still kept on cursing. While his daughter's still in his hand, he kept on still cursing. I go, a father shouldn't be cursing when his daughter's in his hand. That's not a good role model for his daughter.
You didn't say that to him, sir. Mr. Acosta, you didn't say you're not a good role model. Come on, let me just hear what happened, sir.
Okay, as soon as I got out of the car, because my 17-month-old daughter was crying in the back. So I went to go pick her up and go into the police station. As soon as I got out of the car, he swung my door open. He grabbed me by 2 hands. He threw me against my car 3 times. And out of those 3 times, he damaged my car on the side. I do have pictures to show proof.
Let me see.
There's estimates on the underneath the pictures also.
I'll hear you.
Okay, Your Honor. What he said, completely a lie.
That's my job, Mr. Navarro.
Okay, I arrived at the police station about 5 minutes till 7. I arrived there before they did. Once arriving, I was out of the car with my daughter inside the police station waiting for them. I was never outside. They're saying that I was out there with my arms up. That never happened. I was inside the police station waiting for them. I waited there until Cheryl and her husband arrived there, parking pretty much in close to the doors where I can see them drive up, until she got out of the car and entered the police station. I never was outside.
Fine, you weren't outside. What happened when you were inside the precinct, sir?
Once I was inside, I spoke to Miss Acosta.
What did she say to you and what did you say to her?
What I told her was, in the prior visitation before, Brianna had told me that Mr. Acosta had hit her, and that she was playing with her younger sister, and that somehow she ended up crying, and that Stephen came in and got mad at her and hit her. So what I did was, when Miss Acosta came in, I told her what had happened. I told her, Brianna's telling me that Stephen hit her. Were you aware of it? What happened? And she's like, Brianna, is that true? And Brianna said yes to her mother,
standing
Was
there.
this on this date? Was this on the 16th of October?
No, it was the 12th is when I told her. So that's when I had told her the first time. The second time when I was waiting there and I had came in, I had told her again, Brianna's telling me the same thing.
What did you tell her?
I told
so
her,
on the
on the way to the police station, Brianna had told me I don't want to go. And I said, why not? Steven's still hitting me. So then I said, what do you want me to do, Brianna? Do you want me to tell your mother? Tell me, what do you want me to do? I go, if I'm going to say this, 4 years old.
So you're saying to this 4-year-old, tell me what you want me to do, Brianna.
Well,
do you want me to tell your mother that's what you're saying to her? Mr. Navarro, you think I'm crazy?
No.
That's not the kind of conversation you have with a 4-year-old, sir.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You keep whatever disputes that you have between adults, and you don't involve your 4-year-old.
I just wanted to question Steven in front of Brianna to see what reaction she would have.
That's not your job!
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephen Acosta says the father of his wife's daughter, Ariel Navarro, assaulted him during a custody exchange at a police station. Ariel says Stephen was the aggressor.
Go ahead.
So once we were in there in the police station on the 16th, I told Miss Acosta, Brianna's telling me that Steven's hitting her again. What I want you to do is talk to Steven about this, tell him what's going on. And she blew up. She said, why are you always starting to start trouble? And I said, look, I'm not starting trouble. I just want to resolve this. This is my daughter. It's very important for me what's going on in her life. And I think this needs to be talked about. So right away she blew up and says, why the hell are you starting problems? And I said, look, tell them to come inside the lobby so we can talk to all three of us right here in front of the lobby so we can, resolve it.
And where was Brianna going to sit when you were having this conversation?
I wanted Brianna there because I wanted Brianna to listen to what's happening.
Where did you get your psychiatric degree? Mr. Navarro, where did you get your degree? You wanted the 4 of you to sit and have a discussion inside the police precinct.
I just wanted to question Steven in front of Brianna to see what reaction she would have.
That's not your job!
Okay.
So she blew up at you?
Yes.
Go ahead.
As soon as she blew up, I said, if you're not going to tell him anything, I'm going to tell him. So with Brianna still in my arms, I exited the police station because showing that I was not going out there to be aggressive or telling any type of situation that might get into an argument.
Mr. Navarro, you know how long I sat in the family court? How old are you?
25.
That many years. I'm going to tell you what happened.
Okay.
You went into the precinct and you were furious. You were furious because when you spoke to Mrs. Acosta, the mother of your child, she was unimpressed by your complaints. And she probably said to you, Brianna says things about you and says things about, this is Stephanie? Yeah, I read the papers. So you have a 4-year-old who's probably playing both sides. And you weren't getting anywhere with Brianna's mother.
No.
And you were furious, so you didn't make the exchange, because if you wanted to do the calm thing, what you do was say to her, I want to go out and talk to Steven privately myself. If you weren't angry, if you hadn't lost it. So here's Brianna, you take Brianna, because I don't want Brianna involved in the situation when I talk to Steven. That's what you do if you're calm. But you weren't calm.
Your Honor,
you were furious. So you took your daughter, because you did not make the exchange. Your visitation was over, 7 o'clock.
Okay.
You did not make the exchange in the precinct. You went outside. You confronted him with the child in your hands. There's no question in my mind that you caused this damage to the car. No question. Now, you want to tell me how that happened with your 4-year-old?
As soon as I stepped outside and I said, Steven, I need to speak with you, which I did very calmly, went like that, he swung the door open. When he flung it open, I had to turn to my side because that's how hard he opened the door, that it braced my side. As soon as I saw him getting out of the car and like that in a rage that he was, I set my daughter down and I told his mother, grab the baby, and she said no. And at the same time, when I put her down, I came back up, he was already in my face. I never told him to get out of the car. As soon as he came out of the car, he grabbed my shirt, I grabbed him, he shoved me, and at the both time, we were both pushing each other, we both swung into his car.
Baloney. You went out there, Mr. Navarro, and you were furious. You were furious because you hadn't gotten anywhere. Now, let me give you some very sound advice, sir. It is a sad commentary. Put your papers down, both of you, and pay attention. Look like you're paying attention. Have you gone back to family court yet with regard to resolving the issue of visitation with this child?
Yes, we have.
What is the current order of visitation?
He lost a week due to the incident, what happened October 16th. He lost a week and he lost his dinner nights.
It's clear to me, Mr. Navarro, that you love your daughter. It's clear to me that that's true. and that you, in all probability, should continue to be a part of her life. You want what's best for her. You have to understand that very often 4-year-old little girls who are very, very smart will play both sides of their parents, especially when their parents are living separate. You have to understand that that's a possibility. You're not supposed to question your daughter. You're not supposed to say, what's Stephen doing? Is Stephen hurting you? Is Stephen hitting you? When you have a 4-year-old and you have a baby in the house, very often the 4-year-old is aggressive. You've never seen marks on your child?
Yes.
Where
I'm
have
not
you
saying
seen?
it was caused by him. I'm saying marks of maybe
Okay, you've
playing
never
around.
seen marks
No.
that you attribute to him
No.
on your child?
No,
right?
not at all. But at the same time, I was saying...
I'm speaking, and you're not listening.
Okay.
You keep whatever disputes that you have with Mr. Acosta between adults, and you don't involve your 4-year-old. That's it. There is no question about that. That's a given. That's something any moron can understand, Mr. Navarro. You don't, the three of you, get together and you decide to have your 4-year-old sit there at a conversation where you're going to discuss with her mother and her stepfather whether or not she's being hit at home by her stepfather or your wife. You have children?
Yes.
Other than Brianna?
Yes.
How many?
We have a 2-year-old together, and then I have 2 stepsons.
Okay. And anybody ever go like this to one of the children? You? Her?
Yes.
Ever hit them on the behind?
Yes.
What about Stephanie? Did you ever see Stephanie raise her hand to one of the children?
Not Brianna.
Did you ever see Stephanie raise her hand to one of the children?
Yes.
Why, you think she's only going to reserve that for her children and yours?
Yes.
You think that that's true?
Yes.
Baloney. So let's get it together. But you don't put your child in harm's way. You lost your temper, Mr. Navarro, and you caused damage to his car. And I don't think you hurt him. You weren't treated for any injuries, were you?
Yes, I was, ma'am.
Where?
My neck.
Let me see. Was Mr. Navarro arrested?
Yes, he was.
What was the result of the case?
I pressed a charge against him, and he pressed a charge against me too.
What did he press charges against
Because
you for?
when I was talking to the sheriff, when he came outside, he's like, what do you want to do? I go, I would like to press charges. He goes, Mr. Acosta, you know, he will have a right to press charges against you. He can turn the story around. I go, I think I'll take my chances on doing that. Because he thinks every time...
So what happened?
So we both got arrested.
Well, what happened with the case?
He got dismissed.
Both of them?
Yes.
Okay. What do you do for a living, Mr. Navarro?
I'm a plumber.
And you?
Computer technician.
So $656 was the cheapest estimate that you had for fixing the car?
Yes.
How many times has there been an exchange of visitation since October 16th? You lost a week, sir, and what else?
I didn't lose a week. I gained a whole side weekend. And my visitations were 3 times a month, weekends, 1st, 3rd, and 4th, and then Wednesday evening dinner. The new order is I get her every other weekend, and I get her Thursday through Sunday. I have a longer period with her.
Every other weekend?
Every other weekend. Prior, we've had, I say, maybe 8 drop-offs since.
And how have they gone?
They've been fine. But I also wanted to say, from prior to that, there's also a restraining order there, prior from my wife fining him in the past of showing his anger and his violence towards us. A restraining of saying over the phone, terrorist threats over the phone. I was trying to get a hold of me, and that was filed in March, I believe. And it's good to 2005 for his actions.
Your wife is the complainant.
Yeah, but it covers also for me.
But your wife was the complainant.
Yes.
I'm curious. Step up, please, Mr. Navarro. What were the allegations in your request for a protective order against Mr. Acosta?
It was to refrain him from calling my house, making verbal threats against me and my family.
Was there a trial with regard to that?
Yes, there was.
Did you testify?
Yes, I did.
Did he testify?
Yes, he did.
After that trial, were you granted the protective order?
Yes.
For 12 months?
It was more than 12 months. It was granted to 2005.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Why were you calling the house?
That was one of her false allegations that she pressed against me. Ever since I got with my wife, they've been writing reports about me, filing reports against me at the Foothill Police Station, at the Azusa Police Station. She finally got her letter together, and she went to the court office and filed a restraining order against me, saying I threatened her house, which never happened. She lied against the whole thing. And when we went to the court, the judge told me, he goes, she took you to court. You didn't take her to court, so I'm going to grant her restraining order. He told me if I want to get a restraining order, I can take her to court too.
You're responsible for his car, Mr. Navarro. His car is $656. What were your out-of-pocket expenses, sir, for your medical care?
None. I'm on Medi-Cal, man.
So it was all covered?
It was all covered.
Mr. Navarro, you got to learn to keep your temper. Especially you have to learn to keep your temper in front of your child. Do you understand that?
I understand, Judge, but
You lost your temper. You lost it. If you hadn't lost it, then you would never have placed your child in harm's way.
I didn't go out there to be in
Yes, you
harm's
did.
way.
You placed your child in harm's way because if you wanted to protect your child, then what you do is you give the child to her mother in the precinct, and then if you're completely composed, then you want to go outside and discuss, as you indicated, you wanted to just discuss it calmly, you can go over to Stephen and discuss it calmly. However, based on what you told me, Mr. Navarro, your wife was frightened enough of this man to have previously gotten a protective order against him because you say he called on the telephone and threatened bodily harm to your family. Then, under those circumstances, you take your daughter out of the precinct where you were supposed to have dropped her off with her mother. You were so angry that you couldn't control yourself that you went up to the car with your daughter in your hands and confronted this man who you thought was so dangerous that your wife needed a protective order. So if you're telling me that you were behaving in a rational way, the way that a father would behave if they were trying to protect their child, I'm telling you that you did not. You lost your cool, Mr. Navarro. And you're still insisting to me that you didn't? You did. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That covers not only your car, sir, but almost $1,000 for being assaulted. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Wait here, please.
Communications manager Ken Thomas is suing his neighbors, Beverly and Roy DiBiaso. Ken says the couple's son, 15-year-old Christopher, kicked a dent into the side of his car. Christopher says Ken ran him over, breaking his foot. The DiBiasos are countersuing for damages incurred.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 362 on the calendar in the matter of Thomas versus DiBiaso. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Mr. Thomas, you and the defendants live on the same block?
We're relative neighbors, Your Honor. I
Okay.
drew a sketch of our neighbor.
Just listen.
Okay.
You live on the same block.
Yes.
How many houses apart?
About a half mile apart.
It is your claim the defendant's sons have these motorized bikes?
Yes.
And were riding up and down the street and had been at an excessive rate of speed.
Yes, they
you
were
have
doing-
young children. I assume that this is one of your children. And on one particular day, after confronting the boys, one of them kicked your car, causing a dent.
Yes.
You want the defendant, father, mother, to pay for that, the damage to the car. Mr. and Mrs. DiBiaso say that, yes, it's true that one of their sons did kick your car, but it was only after you ran over his son.
That's ridiculous. Sorry.
Only after you ran over his son, breaking his foot, crushing his foot, that son kicked your car. That's correct.
Correct.
And they are countersuing for all of the medical bills and pain and suffering. Is that right? That's correct. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
So I want you two to sit down. And I want these boys to stand up. Put that down. I'm not interested in that right now. I'm not very good at those things. I'm good at finding out the truth. Who kicked the car?
It was me, Your Honor.
Perfect. Your name?
Chris.
What kind of a motorized bike were you riding that day?
1999 Yamaha 125.
And when did you get it?
I got it 2 days prior to when this took place.
Had you had a bike before that?
Several years before that.
Now, you knew Mr. Thomas from before, is that right?
I've never actually met him. I've seen him.
But you've seen him?
Yes.
You knew he was a neighbor?
Yes.
What day did you get the bike?
I think it was the 2nd of, I believe, August.
And what day did you break your foot?
2 days after, so it would be the 4th.
And when for the first time did Mr. Thomas ask you to drive slower when going up and down the street?
He had never asked me to drive slower.
Is that correct?
Prior to this day, I had not. And this day was August 1st when all this happened.
So you had to have gotten the bike before that, sir.
Okay, I'm not
July
completely...
30th.
July 30th.
30th. Okay. Now, let's go to August 1st. You and your brother are both riding your bikes?
Yeah, me and him had rode down...
Is that right?
Yes.
When did Mr. Thomas, for the first time that day, tell you to slow down?
He had not told us to slow down at all.
Ever?
Ever.
Okay. So I get to Mr. Thomas. You want to tell me your version of what happened on the 1st of August?
Yes, it was about 8 o'clock at night. These boys had been riding up and down the street. It seemed like a few hours. And like I said, there had been prior history where my kids couldn't go out and ride their bikes on the street. So
No. Slowly. Mr. Thomas, don't lose me. You said there'd been a prior what?
the prior times when they'd been riding their bikes up and down in front of our house.
You mean the day before that,
Right.
perhaps? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So that evening I'd had enough of it, so I drove my car out onto the street. We have a large 1-acre yacht, so I drove my car out onto the street to stop them, to get their attention, to tell them they need to slow down if they need to. They have to go past our house to get to where the dirt roads are. So I wanted them to slow down and talk to them. They didn't stop. They split. They went around my car, and they stopped about 100 feet farther down, which is where my driveway was. So I drove down to them, and I started to get out of the car. Chris's motorcycle was right next to my door, and he was on it. And I said, you guys have got to stop this. I've got small kids. You can't go by here that fast. He used some expletives.
Tell me what he said. I've heard everything.
He said, this is our street. We can do whatever we want.
No.
We can.
Listen, I want you to be quiet. You weren't there. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. That sounds about right.
He said,
Go ahead.
We can do whatever we want, and you can't stop us. I was very angry, and I said, you've got to stop this. I've got small kids. I don't want you doing this. I'm going to go down and tell your parents. And I got back in my car. He drove his motorcycle around behind me. I went to back up, and I was just going to say, all right, enough. They took off, and I went about a foot, and I saw that he hadn't come around behind me, so I stopped the car. Okay, I looked out the back, and he was standing up and lifting his motorcycle up.
So he was behind you and you knocked his motorcycle down.
Well, after talking to my wife, no, he had laid his motorcycle down behind me. There was a small scratch from his tire on the bumper of my car, and I have photographs of that, which shows that there was very minor damage to my car, so there could not have been significant damage to him.
I don't know
or
if there
his
was
motorcycle.
significant damage or not,
Right.
but
I did
clearly
bump him
your
with my
car
car.
came in contact
Yes.
with his motorcycle.
Yes.
Now, my question is, was it the back of your car that came in
Yes.
contact with his motorcycle or
Yes,
the
it
front
was.
of your
The
car?
back bumper.
Is that right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Now, stop there. You want to tell me how the back of his car came into contact with your bike?
Me and my brother had rode down the street going towards Mr. Thomas's house because our friend lives at the end of the street, which is the dirt road where we usually ride at. We found out he wasn't home, and on the way back, we were going down the shoulder of the road, and he comes blaring out of his driveway in a matter of what I suspected to try to knock me off my motorcycle. I had swerved to miss him, and I ended up in the middle of the street. He had drove around me. I got up, started my bike again. As I started to take off, he backed his car over me, looked at me and said, "That's what you get."
But just a minute. Are you telling me that he never said to you, you got to slow down?
Your Honor, he never said one word to us.
Is that right?
That is correct.
When his car hit your bike, you say it knocked it over?
It knocked it over and it put my foot underneath his tire.
It's not physically possible.
No, that didn't happen.
Something.
Now, listen to me. Listen to me. You almost had me. You almost had me, Christopher. But I'm telling you right now, if you lie to me about something, and I don't care what you told them or what you decided to testify to today, I don't care. You almost had me. But if you lie to me, then I don't believe anything that you say.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He was in my face with his finger.
He was mad. He had had it.
He got in his car and it threatened my dad to a fight.
He's too old for me to deal with. He's already cooked. You're not.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ken Thomas says neighbor 15-year-old Christopher DiBiaso kicked a dent into the side of his car. Christopher says Ken ran him over and broke his foot.
Listen, he was, up until a moment ago, in my mind, not telling me the truth. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
About not having a discussion with you. Now, he knocked your bike down with his car.
Yes.
And what did you do next?
After he pulled forward to get me so I could get up, I picked my bike up, pushed it to the side of the street, started up, and proceeded home.
So you got on your bike.
Yes.
You put your feet on the pedals.
It's Kickstarter and pegs, yes.
You put your feet on the pedals.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you drove the bike home.
I rode the bike home.
And then what happened?
I limped in the house to get my dad, and my dad came out to ask the guy what his problem was, and he was in my face with his finger all over my dad's face. He got in his car and had threatened my dad to a fight and drove away.
When did you kick the car?
As he was driving away, Your Honor.
Now, my question to you, sir, what foot did you kick his car with?
My left foot.
And you injured your right foot?
I injured my right foot.
So you were standing on your fractured foot, is that right?
That is correct.
You put all your weight on your fractured foot in order to kick his car with the other foot.
That's correct, Your Honor.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. See? If you tell me the whole truth, he's too old for me to deal with. You see, he's already cooked. He's cooked. You're not. I believe that you broke your foot. I believe that you broke your foot when you kicked his car. That's what I believe. That doesn't excuse him from tearing out, which I believe he did. And I don't believe he tried to knock you over because that would be stupid. But he was mad and he had it. And he has a temper, and that's what happens when you have a temper. And I believe that the bike went down. I don't believe that your foot was under his car. I believe that the bike went down, but not with you on it. Can I see a picture of the dent?
Yes. There's several pictures of the overall car. It's not a small dent.
Oh, this is not a small dent. This is enough of a dent to break your foot. Yeah. Christopher. So I'm disposing of your counterclaim very fast because I don't believe that your foot was broken in any other way but kicking his car. So your counterclaim is dismissed. Clear? Now, the only thing that I have to determine is whether or not you caused this damage to his car. No question you did. There's no question you did.
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay, how old are you? 15?
15.
And you? 14? Let's talk about when you have a motorcycle or a moped or whatever else it is that goes fast.
Okay.
And let's talk about being responsible. You see that child over there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What do you think would happen if you hit that child while she was playing in the street when you were going up and down the street with your motorcycle?
I would feel terrible.
No, what do you think would happen to her?
She would get hurt extremely bad.
Right. Now, how old do you have to be in order to get a driver's license in the state of California?
16, Your Honor.
So that neither you nor your brother can get a driver's license, is that right?
That's correct.
There is a reason why the state imposes certain restrictions on people having the ability to have a machine that can cause serious injury. And that is because children at age 14 and 15 lack judgment. You put a 14-year-old on a machine that can go, how fast can your bike go?
Probably about 65 miles an hour.
65 miles an hour, and they got all this testosterone, and they got all this puberty stuff going on, and they got all this hormone stuff going on, and they have no other way to take it out, so they take it out on the road. Well, if you're going to entrust a machine that can go 65 miles an hour to your children, then you have to be prepared for the consequences. If you want to give them a machine that can go 65 miles an hour, then you put the machines in a truck and you take them to a deserted area that is not residential, where they can drive and there aren't other children and there aren't other dogs and there aren't people and there aren't anybody else that they can frighten. And if you choose not to do that, then you are responsible. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Let me see the estimate to the damage to your car, please.
That is one of these right here.
You have a $500 deductible?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay. Consider yourself lucky. Really, consider yourself lucky. You broke your foot because you got mad. And you said to me you got angry because he was threatening my father. Right? Isn't that what you said?
Not only that, the fact that he had hit me with his car without even an attempt to try and ask me to stop, to do anything. He just figured he'd take it out with his car on me.
You think that he hit you with his car on purpose?
I believe he did.
That would be pretty stupid. That would be pretty stupid. You think that if you hit his daughter, that would have been an accident?
Yes, that would have been
an accident.
Yes.
Tragedy. Okay. Now, how fast were you going that day?
Probably about 30 miles an hour.
Was there any time during the day that you were going faster than 30 miles an hour?
Your Honor, I held
Answer
it
my
was
question.
not, Your Honor.
No, only 30 miles an hour.
Only 30 miles an hour.
30 miles an hour is pretty fast. It's faster than you can go on a bicycle if you're that age. Your parents have to feel that you're responsible enough. The state of California doesn't believe you're responsible enough to drive a vehicle that can go 65 miles an hour. I wouldn't give a bike like that to one of my kids who was 15. If you choose to do that, you pay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $700 as requested. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Unfair. Completely unfair.
I think Judge Judy saw straight through the truth.
I hope the next boy he runs over is as lucky as my son to be able to walk away.
There's no way that he got his foot broken and then kicked my car.
There's other kids in our neighborhood that ride their dirt bikes, and if he stopped my son like that, he's going to stop the next kid like that.
There are some other boys that ride the bikes, and they do it slow, reasonable, responsible speeds.
His wife works at the school district. She's been to both of my son's school making harassing comments regarding my boys.
Their son has been threatening my son at school.
We were perfectly at speeds in order to correct ourselves.
I have little kids, and there had been too many times. It was late at night, it was 8 o'clock at night, and I'd had enough.
If his daughter would have ran in front, we could have stopped instantly.
This father I can see where the kid gets his attitude from.
Well, hopefully they'll just leave my kids alone.
Parents need to be responsible for their kids' actions.
And now the next case. 19-year-old college student Michael Hubbard is suing his mother, phone service rep Samantha Votava, for money he claims she promised to give him. Samantha says she promised him nothing.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Yeah, this is case number 404 on the calendar in the matter of Hubbard versus Votava. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Hubbard, the defendant is your mother.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, your mother promised to give you some money towards the purchase of a car.
Right.
You say that she promised to give you at least $1,000.
Yes.
You went out and purchased a car, and how much did you spend for the car?
The car was actually like $5,500.
I thought you said you spent $3,000.
$3,000 was actually how much I was going to spend on the car when I told my mom. But I actually ended up spending $5,500 because she told me she was going to give me some money.
Excuse me.
Shh, just a minute.
Your Honor?
Speak not.
I've got pertinent information. We never agreed to any amount of money to give him.
Quiet.
But we never agreed.
Could you be quiet?
We never
So last
agreed.
time.
I actually, you know what, Your Honor? $3,000 was how much I said I was going to spend on my car. That's the truth.
You did sign this complaint,
Yes, I
did you
did.
not, sir, where you
Yes,
say
I
I
did.
bought a car for $3,000?
Right.
All right, so let me see
sorry.
the bill of sale for the car that you bought. Now you
Okay.
say you spent $5,500.
This is actually the loan that I had to take out. You see, Your Honor, actually, you know what, though? The thing is, this whole court... Just
a second.
Okay.
The amount of credit approved was $45.75.
Right, because
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you say that your mother promised to give you at least $1,000. When did she promise to give you this $1,000?
Okay, I got in my car accident. I totaled my car back in March of 2002. And after that, my stepmother, Vicky, she called my mom and told her about the accident. Then I called my mom just to let her know I was okay and everything like that. And she told me, seeing how my dad bought the first car, she was going to help me like with the second car. She told me she'd give me like $1,200. And she ended up giving me $200 in May as a down payment. And then she told me she'd give me like $100, you know, a month after that because she couldn't afford to just give me $1,000 like right off the bat. So I said, I was like, you sure you want to do this, you know? And she's like, yeah, your dad helped you. I want to help you the best I can. I said, okay, that was fine. And so that was the agreement between us. And actually, my mom is really, really a really good mom. I love her to death. She raised me and my brother and my sister as like a single mom, and she did a really good job.
So what are you suing her for?
This is the reason why I'm suing her. I'm suing her actually because the way she's been using her money lately just is not right, because she told me the reason why she wasn't giving me $100 a month is because of her financial problems. I thought she had like serious financial problems, which she actually, it comes to like out that she really didn't have that many financial problems, because like a couple months later, she told me she bought 2 new cars. She bought a new car for herself and for my stepfather. And I'm like, you know, if you have financial problems, why do you have enough money to buy 2 new cars? And I had to get I had to work extra hours. I'm in college, so I had to like work like 40 hours a week and go to college, and it was killing me. And I was doing it because I thought she had financial problems. Then to come find out, just a couple months ago, I found out she wants to pose in an adult magazine, and she's putting a portfolio together to do that.
So what does that have to do with you?
Well, this is my mom, and I really think
It has
that's...
nothing to do with you. The only issue is whether she promised to give you another $800.
Your Honor?
She did.
I didn't ask you anything.
But I have some pertinent information.
You
Because it
said
was
that
never-
before, and I said I'm not interested in what you have to say right now, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And so, she actually told me...
Quiet.
Okay.
Did you have a conversation with your son after he had an automobile accident?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Okay. And did you indicate to him that you would help him purchase a new car?
Not exactly.
What exactly did you say to him?
I told him that I was going to send him $200 to help him with the down payment of a car. Plus, I sent him $50 for his birthday and advised that he use that towards the down payment of a car. I told him that I would try to send him $100 a month, maybe $50 a month, whatever I could try.
I don't want to hear you. I'm listening to your mother now. She was quiet. Now you keep quiet.
Okay.
I want you to try to think. Try to clear your mind. And I want you to try to think of exactly what you said to him. You said you would give him the down payment, which you gave him. And you did tell him that you would try to send him something every month.
Correct.
How much did you say you would send him every month?
I didn't give him a set amount. I told him it would be anywhere from, I said if I could send him 100, I would. If I could send him 50, I would. You know, if I could send something, I would. But I did not set a dollar amount, and I didn't say that I'd send him $1,000 either. I was just trying to help him as I could. And I think that he's just being really vindictive right now because of the fact that we have different moral values.
Your Honor.
And
I'm not.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He's upset with me because I am planning on doing a photo shoot with an adult magazine, and I think that he's just being vindictive and bringing me into court for that money because he doesn't want me to do that.
Well, it sounds to me as if you and your son enjoyed a pleasant relationship. Is that right?
That is very correct, yes.
Okay. How old is he?
He's 19.
And how old are you?
I'm 38.
Do you have other children?
Yes, I do.
How many other children do you have?
I have 2.
How old are they?
15 and 10.
And your 15-year-old is a boy or a girl?
Boy.
Where does he live?
With me.
And what about the 10-year-old?
She's a girl and she's with me.
Okay. If what you're telling me is that your son is upset with you, and you say because we have different morals, that's not probably true. Not upset with you because you have different morals. It sounds to me like he's upset with you because he thinks that you made a choice that's going to embarrass him, embarrass yourself, embarrass his brother, embarrass his sister. And to be quite honest with you, madam, although this is not part of this case, he's 100% correct. You have made a very dumb choice. If you think at 38 years old, as the mother of 3 children, one of whom is 19 years old, and the other one is a 15-year-old teenager, and the other one is a 10-year-old, if you think you're going to have a new career, Hollywood is going to find you at age 38 posing in a magazine that's going to embarrass your child, you're nuts. Hollywood's not looking for you. Do you understand? Hollywood is not looking for you. Not. And if you make $5,000 doing this photo shoot, it's not worth the respect of your children. So I would do a little bit of rethinking along those lines, and that's just gratuitous advice from somebody. Somebody offered me a lot more at my age, and who would want to look at it, I don't know, but the truth of the matter is, at age 38, you're a very attractive woman, but your body is not the same as somebody who's 22. And if somebody's going to pay $1.50 to look in a magazine, they're going to look at somebody who's 22, not somebody who's 38 or slightly older.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I wouldn't have went out and bought that expensive of a car if I wouldn't have thought that she was going to give me the money. I'm not retarded, you know?
Oh.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Hubbard says his mother, Samantha Votava, promised to give him $1,000 so he could purchase a car. Michael says she came up a little short.
Mr. Hubbard, I'm not exactly sure what she said. She probably said to you, I'm going to try to send you $100 a month.
Yeah, she did.
I believe that she said that to you. Okay. I'm going to try to send, put your hand down. I'm going to try to send you $100 a month. I believe she said that. That is not a promise to pay you $100 a month, sir.
She did promise. She even told her. She didn't just tell me, she told my stepmom too. And I wouldn't have went out and bought that expensive of a car if I wouldn't have thought that she was going to give me the money. I'm not retarded, you know?
Oh.
That's a matter of opinion.
I don't believe that she said to you, I am going to give you $100 a month.
She said she did. She did. She did.
Go ahead,
she said,
step up. Last name is?
Hubbard.
I'm a stepmother. You're a stepmother?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The day of the car accident, I called her to let her know that he was in a car accident. And she said, she was hysterical, and she said, I will pay him $1,000. She kept saying over and over, I'm going to get this done, I'm going to send him the money. She said something like $200 a month that she was going to be sending him.
You say 200, he says 100.
No,
She sends a month. She got a little confused.
She told me 200 a month, and then she would call because I speak to her more often than they speak. So she said she started off with a 200 a month, and then 1,000, and then it just all disappeared after she wanted to pursue other things. You want me to sit down?
Your Honor, she did. She gave me that $200. She gave me the $200 as a down payment, and then she gave me $50 and told me, she said, you should probably put it towards your car.
You don't belong here suing your mother, sir.
You don't understand. We talked, and she said, I'm going to give you $1,200.
You don't belong here suing your mother, sir. I'm going to explain a little contract law to you. Ordinarily, there has to be in a contract some consideration. So if somebody says, I'm going to give you $1,000, there has to be a consideration for it in exchange for you doing something, in exchange for you naming the car. What's your first name?
Samantha.
The Samantha. I'm going to give you $1,000.
Okay.
In this instance, there was no consideration. She merely said to you, according to you, I'm going to give you this money.
Right.
A valid contract has not been created unless it was in writing, and this wasn't in writing. Is that right?
Right. It wasn't in writing.
Wasn't.
Okay.
Just, I'm educating you.
Yes,
Let
ma'am.
me try to educate you for a moment, because maybe you learned something. In this case, if I believe that she said to you, I am going to give you $1,000, and you acted on that by going out and purchasing a car to your detriment, which means you did something that was putting yourself in a financial bind based upon her promise, that is an exception to the rule so that the courts can enforce that. Do you understand that, Bert?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you could still be held responsible if I believe that. But what I believe is your mom said to you, I'm going to try to give you $50, $100, $200 a month towards the car. And you were hopeful that she was going to do that. And in reliance on that, you went out and bought the car of your dreams, which was what, sir?
95 Nissan 200SX. That's not that expensive of a car. It was used, it was private owner. So
No, but you could have bought a Saturn.
I could have bought a Saturn.
A 1995 Saturn
Your
for a lot
Honor.
less, right?
Right, but she said that she's going to give me $1,200. Your Honor.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
What?
As a matter of fact, I had a 92 Saturn when he was wanting me to give him, this money.
Now, this gentleman is who?
This is my husband.
Okay, he's dying to say something. Now I'm going to let him speak. Now stand up, sir. Now, how long have you been married?
2 years.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a manufacturing engineer. What I wanted to say was that my stepson, using poor judgment, bought a car. When he bought the car, he didn't put full coverage on it. So when he got in the wreck, my wife was beside herself. She came to me and asked me, can we send him what we can? And I said, yes, we can send him what we can, but no more, because we're on a tight budget. We got 2 more kids. So his poor judgment in not insuring his car to its fullest extent. Now, it was a mistaken judgment, and he totaled the car, and the best thing that came out of it, he was unharmed.
And I also, Your Honor, I had told him in the very beginning to make sure that he had full coverage on the first car, because usually kids wreck their first car.
Your Honor, I couldn't afford full coverage.
That's like we're not going to make a big first wedding. Thank you for your explanation.
Your Honor.
Can I tell you something, please?
Yeah.
Okay, his story is not completely true, because actually, I didn't buy my first car. My dad bought me my first car.
So you should have had insurance on it, is what
I
he's
did have
saying. But
insurance.
it's really not important. The important thing is whether I believe that she made a statement, and that statement was, I am going to give you 50, 100, 200, a specific amount, and in reliance upon that, you went out and purchased this car. I believe that what your mother said to you was, I'm going to help you. I'm going to send you $200 now, give you another $50 for your birthday, and I'm going to try to send you what I can every month.
She told
Listen to me. That's what I find. That's my job. My job is to try to figure out what is logical.
Right. I'm just trying to.
Right.
They keep
And
saying that.
it also is very distressing to me that a child knows that. I don't think your mother probably has a whole bunch of money. Is that right?
Well, she bought 2 brand new cars.
I don't think that.
They had, like,
Listen to me, sir.
financial problems.
I
They just
work
got
hard.
tattoos. She just got tattoos like the other day. They say they have
Listen
no
to
money.
me. That's not your business.
It's not my business. But
You're
they keep
19 years
telling me-
old. It's not your business. All that is your business is, and one thing that you said to me that I can relate to is that I think you are angry with your mother because of some career choices that she's making that I certainly hope she rethinks. In any event, your lawsuit's dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
That's embarrassing if your mom's like on page 56 in Playboy.
I should be able to do whatever I want to do.
It really bothers me.
I think it's just going to be something he has to accept, and I hope that he'll still continue to love me.
And now the next case. Antique store owner Rebecca Watson is suing her ex-lover, truck driver Larry Martinez, for unpaid loans and for money invested in his business.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 372 on the calendar, the matter of Watson versus Martinez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Watson, you claim a loan to the defendant in the amount of $1,400 for a couple of things. To bring his daughter out for a visit and then to help pay his mortgage. In addition to that, you claim that he defrauded you out of $500, some sort of an investment. You want that money back. You want a total of $1,900.
Yes.
Mr. Martinez says that he did in fact take some money from you, but that money was a gift, that you insisted upon giving it to him because he had fallen on some difficult financial times, and that the $500 investment that you made in his business was just that, an investment that didn't work out, and you lost your money. How do you know him?
We met at a charity ball, and I met him during a function.
When?
I believe December of 2000.
When did you first give him money?
July of 2001.
What kind of relationship did you have with him between December of 2000 and July of 2001?
We were involved very closely in that we were friends and intimately associated.
You considered yourself his female friend?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now tell me about the first loan.
The largest loan was $1,000 because he was behind on a mortgage payment.
Tell me about it.
Well, I just felt sorry for him and went ahead and told him that he begged me for the money, and I told him...
Tell me. Let's start from the beginning. He came to you, you were out for dinner, you were out someplace, he said to you, I'm behind in my mortgage. I want to know exactly how it came about.
He had been telling me along that he had had some money problems, and his girlfriend wasn't able to help him with his money problems, and that she was taking a lot of money.
So he had a girlfriend?
Yes, he has a girlfriend.
Well, what was he doing with you if he had a girlfriend?
Well, we were just really more friends than anything else, and I would give him a lot of advice, and our relationship was in that he's a truck driver. We'd talk over the phone a lot, and it was over the phone that he told me that really where he needed the money. So it wasn't over dinner or anything.
Go ahead.
And so I did have the money wired or electronically transferred.
No, I want you to tell me about it.
Oh, about our relationship?
No, about the $1,000, madam.
The $1,000, I did go ahead and have it wired.
I believe that you gave him $1,000. I want to know the circumstances surrounding you giving him the $1,000.
Well, I loaned him the $1,000.
That's what you say?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, since I'm not getting it from you, I'm going to go to Mr. Martinez. Mr. Martinez, she gave you $1,000. Tell me how that came about, sir.
She wired it to my account. She took $1,000, gave it to me. I told her I needed some help with the bills, and
You told her you needed help with the bills.
I said I'm behind. She was away. I was by myself. So I needed some money. Didn't have no help. She offered to help.
What did she say?
She says if you need
look at me.
If you need some money, I have money, and if you need to borrow some or whatever, it's here for you if you need it.
Good. And you said I need to borrow it.
I need about $1,000 to pay my bills.
So she sent you the money. So why didn't you pay it? Look here.
At that time, I didn't have any money. It went
That
on.
doesn't mean that it's not a loan, sir. That means that you didn't have the money then to pay her back.
Didn't have the money to pay her back and couldn't pay her back.
That doesn't mean it wasn't a loan.
Well, if it was a loan, I would have had to sign some kind of receipt or some kind of paperwork saying that, hey, you know,
You just told me you borrowed the money from her. You used that word. I asked her if I could borrow some money from her.
Okay. Maybe I should have used a different word then.
That's not, maybe you should have, but that's the word that you used.
Okay. I took the $1,000 from
You borrowed it.
Okay.
And you didn't have money to pay her back. That doesn't mean you don't owe it to her. What's next?
Well, Your Honor, the reason...
Shh, I didn't ask you. I said, what's next? $1,000 I have. Hello?
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I thought you I think the reason he didn't have the $1,000...
I don't care what the reason is,
Yes,
why he
ma'am.
didn't have the $1,000. He owes you so far $1,000.
Yes, ma'am.
What's
what
next?
else? Well, there was $500 for the investment.
I don't care about the investment. You were dumb enough to give him $500 for an investment. That's your problem. Let's
Yes,
go to the
ma'am.
next thing.
I think he didn't have the money because Michelle wasn't there to give it to him. Okay. Michelle was
Are you
in
finished
jail.
with Are you finished with $1,000?
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
all he owes you, $1,000?
No, ma'am.
Then I want you to get to it. I didn't ask you anything else.
All right. There's the $500 in the e-toys.
Just a second. Miss Watson.
Yes?
You're not paying attention to me.
I'm sorry.
I told you, if you were dumb enough to give him invest in a business for $500 with him, and he didn't have enough money to pay his own rent, you don't get that money back.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't. Good. Now, so far, he has admitted, reluctantly, to owing you $1,000. Does he owe you any more money?
Yes, ma'am, he does. But he is such
You want to get to it!
Yes, ma'am.
What is it? What was it for? When did you give it to him? Before
He is such a scoundrel that...
That's it. I'm finished with you, Miss Watson. I'm finished with you. I asked you a simple question. The simple question is, we got to the $1,000. He owes you the $1,000.
Yes, ma'am.
He doesn't owe you $500 that you invested with him. Is there any other money that he owes you? What you have to say is yes, how much it was, what you gave it to him for. If you're not going to answer that question directly, Miss Watson, I'm going to give you an award of $1,000 and say goodbye. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do. He does owe me another $900.
No, he doesn't. You want to tell me what the $900 is for?
I do have documentation on monies that were given to him when he did ask me for a loan, and I do have FYI when I did fax him the information. And
Miss
then,
Watson, is there something wrong with you?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You invested in a bad deal, period. End of discussion. That leaves $400 left, not $900. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And later today,
I don't remember getting hit. I got hit 3 times, actually.
Started drinking some liquor. Then Nita started wilding.
She started what?
Wilding.
What is that?
Acting crazy.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rebecca Watson says former lover Larry Martinez owes for a series of loans and for an investment she made in his business.
Your lawsuit is for $1,900.
Yes, ma'am.
$1,000 loan. Something for a plane ticket or something to bring his daughter out.
That's
and then
correct.
Quiet! And then $500 that you say you invested with him. I've already told you I'm discounting the $500. He does not owe you the $500. You invested in a bad deal, period. End of discussion. That leaves $400 left, not $900. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what was the other $400 for?
The other $400 was in petty cash and plane ticket that he needed to.
I'm not interested in petty cash.
Get his daughter
I'm
back
not
to
interested
New York.
in petty cash. What was the plane ticket?
The plane ticket was about $300.
What do you mean about $300?
It was $300 because I gave him
Show me.
$100 for being able to get in the airport.
Show me the $300 plane ticket. Show me where it was. Where did you buy the $300 plane ticket?
No, I gave him the money as a loan because he needed to get his daughter from New York.
How much was
Or
the
to New
plane
York.
ticket to get your daughter from New York to wherever?
About $250. That has nothing to do with the money that she gave me. Was $1,000 towards my bills. That money came out of my pocket for the plane ticket.
So she didn't give you $250. You have any evidence that you put that plane ticket on your credit card?
No, ma'am.
Good. So you got $1,000, Miss Watson. That's it, period. That's what you say you owe her? That's what you borrowed. Is that right? Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Goodbye.
Bodies are excused. You may step out.
There were, times that she was in jail and she was gone and not able to be with him. I didn't know all this at the time. I didn't even know he had a girlfriend.
Well, I was away. The cat played.
Larry is a real scoundrel, and he's got a woman at every port.
I thought she was my friend, and she was cheating on me. Both of them.
You learn from your mistakes. I'm not going to be doing that anymore.
And now the next case. Traffic manager Tina Brewer is suing her ex-boyfriend, exterminator Byron West, and his wife Donna for vandalism and damage to her car.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Yeah, this is case number 433 on the calendar in the matter of Brewer versus West. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Miss Brewer, who is this young lady?
This is my daughter.
I'd like her to wait outside, please.
Okay.
If we need her, we'll call her in.
Come on.
Miss Brewer, there are certain things that are truisms all the time. And one of those is if you mess around with a married man, you're going to get burned. And I gather from your complaint that you've been doing that for a few years with this character. Is that right?
No, ma'am.
According to you, he's married. You've been having an on and off relationship with him for a while.
Not a relationship, no.
What kind of relationship have you had with him over the last few
He
years?
has been calling me over the past 3 years, approximately every 2 to 3 months, telling me that he doesn't want to be with her anymore, that he loves me, he wants to come back to me.
Miss Brewer, don't you understand what I'm saying to you? That's having a relationship with a married man.
Okay.
According to you, sometime in December of last year, you got one of those calls from him.
Yes.
And he wired you some money to come and get him.
Yes.
You got there. You found him with his wife.
Yes.
She kicked and dented your car. You were very upset. His wife told you that it was all a big joke, that he just had you come down there to make her mad. You got back in your car to go home, so almost a 400-mile ride. You were so upset you hit a deer, damaging your car. You want them to be responsible for her kicking your car and him to be responsible for getting you down there under false pretenses, which caused you to be in the car to begin with.
Yes, ma'am. Except she didn't kick my car, she hit it with her fist like this on the hood.
But dented it. Mr. West says that, no, he never told you to come and get him. And both of them say that you've been harassing them and interfering with their marriage, and they're counterclaiming. So far, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you get married, Mr. West?
July 21st, 2001.
And when did you have a relationship with Miss Brewer?
It ended in October of '99, and 6 years prior we were together.
Okay, so you were together for a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
You have children together?
No.
Since 1999, have you ever called her?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
Once was to tell her that I had put their stuff in storage that they left in Oklahoma.
And what year was that?
That was in '99.
Yes?
And a couple more times I had called and talked to the kids to see how they was doing, which are all her kids.
Well, which children do you speak to?
I speak to the 2 girls, Stephanie and Kimmy.
Do you speak to their mother too?
I have.
When was the last time you called her, sir?
In December of 2002.
On what date?
I do not remember.
Try the 13th.
Yes, ma'am. That sounds correct.
Had you had a fight with your wife that day?
The day before, ma'am.
On the 12th?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me about the fight that you had with your wife on the 12th, sir.
We had an argument over I thought she was being too friendly with the store clerk.
So you were jealous?
Yes, ma'am.
Shh. Now, prior to the 12th of December, when was the time immediately preceding that you called Miss Brewer?
I'd say a year before.
So a whole year passed.
Yes.
So you have a fight with your wife on the 12th, and on the 13th, where were you staying?
I was over at my mother's house.
Had you slept at your mother's house?
No, ma'am.
Where did you sleep?
At me and my wife's house.
So you're at your mother's house, and you picked up the phone, and you called Miss Brewer.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
To talk to the kids, to see how they were doing.
Don't make a fool of yourself, sir. And don't give me an opportunity to make a fool of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Why did you call Miss Brewer on the 13th?
I told you why.
That's a lie. You're making a fool of yourself. Because if you have a fight with your wife on the 12th and you haven't spoken to Miss Brewer or her children in 1 year, the coincidence that you just have this burning desire to speak to her 2 children the next day while at your mother's house, that's too coincidental to be true. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
So your wife, you thought, was being too cozy with a store clerk, and you were jealous, and that was the reason for the fight. So you figure, I'm going to make her good and jealous, and I'm going to call my old girlfriend, Miss Brewer. That sound more reasonable and more consistent with human experience, Mr. West?
It could be interpreted that way, yes, ma'am.
I knew we'd get around there, Mr. West. So you decided to have a little sport with your wife. And if it happened to hurt Miss Brewer in the bargain, so be it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He's the perpetrator, but you have an opportunity to say, don't call me anymore.
And I have, ma'am.
Well, I'm glad you have, because he sure doesn't look like the sharpest tap in the box.
And later today,
How much did you pay for him? 40. You paid 40. You sold him to him for 175 a piece, right? Shh. Am I correct that this is a whole little scam?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tina Brewer says her ex-boyfriend's wife, Donna West, pounded the hood of her car in a fit of rage. Tina says she was so upset she ran over a deer.
Now, Miss Brewer, we're going to jog his memory of the conversation.
I can tell you every word.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
Yes, I can.
I want you to give me exactly what was said in this conversation. He said, "Hi, it's me." Something like that.
Something like that.
Now let's hear it.
When he called on the 13th, my mother lives with me now, and she answered the phone. I was at work. She called me at work, and she said he will call back at noon. So when I came home for lunch, sure enough, he called back, and he said, "I love you, I miss you, we never argued, we got along great, I believe we're made for each other." And he said, "I want to come be with you. I'm tired of this, I'm tired of Durant, I'm tired of all of it." So I said, "Well, are you sure?" Because he had been telling me this for 3 years.
I'm talking about the 13th of December.
On the 13th of December, he said that, and he said, "I will see what I can do. I'll see if I can get my sister to bring me or something." And I said, "Okay, fine." He said he would call back at 6 o'clock that night.
On the 13th?
On the 13th.
And did he call back at 6 o'clock on the 13th?
No, ma'am, he called at 7. He called at 7, and he said, "They're in Durant. They can't bring me. Could you come get me?" And I said, "Well, it's right before my payday, and I don't have any money." "Well, I can wire you the money." I said, "Okay." So the next morning, on the 14th, he called me approximately 9 or 9:30, and he says, "I'm going to wire you the money for you to come get me." And I do have this right here showing the $40 that he did wire me on that day. And he said, "That's okay."
Miss
He
West,
said,
don't get mad at her, madam. Everything she's telling me is true.
I know it is.
Okay, every
I'm not
single
mad
thing.
at her.
Good. Don't be upset with her.
Yeah, I'm not. It would be him, not her. Yeah, I know that.
Go ahead.
Okay. He said, "Don't worry about the trip home. I will be with you. I will keep you safe." I said, "Fine. Pick me up at my mother's house. I've got all my stuff packed. All I'm taking is my clothes and my guitar. I'll be over at my mother's house. Come pick me up over there." I said, "Okay."
So you got in the car, you picked up the money,
Yes,
you drove
ma'am.
400 miles, you get to the mother's house, and what do you find?
I pulled up, and there was a truck, I don't know what kind of Suburban, something like that, and he's standing beside the Suburban in the passenger side. Someone, I don't know who, is sitting in the driver's seat, and he turns around like this, and he looks at me, and he goes, "Okay?" I didn't know what that meant. I said, "What?" She jumps out of the truck and runs as fast as she can towards my car, up by the driver's side, takes her fist like this, hits the hood like this. I backed up. I got out of there. I'm not a violent person, never have been, never will be.
Did you make a dent on?
Yes, ma'am, she did, and I have a
Can I
picture.
see it, please? Donna?
It's this one up here by the
Donna,
windshield.
darling, don't fib.
I'm not fibbing.
It's the one up by the
I did
windshield,
not
ma'am.
touch her car.
Yes, you did.
No, I
Yes,
did not.
she did.
Sure you did.
No, I did not. I never got out of the truck.
Oh, that's some bad. Oh, this is from the deer.
Yes, ma'am. It's the
that's from the
top
deer.
on the hood up by the
I
windshield.
did not touch her car.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, then you turned around,
Then I backed up and I left.
and then you hit a deer on the way home.
I went to my son's house because he lives there in Durant, and I was very upset. I was shaking and everything, and I was thinking, what in the world? You know, she's there. She's not going to let him go because, well, I won't say. But anyway, I called my mother back in Texas, and I told her, that number that's on the caller ID, I think that's Byron's cell phone number. Will you give it to me? She said yes. I wrote it down. I called, she answered, and started cussing at me, something violently. I hung up. My son said, "Mom, call her and talk to her. Tell her what he has been doing to you all this time, because my children have watched me suffer for 3 years through
You can
this."
only, listen to me. You can only suffer if you allow yourself to be a victim.
Exactly, but I did.
You did.
I admit that.
He's the perpetrator, but you have an opportunity to say, don't call me anymore.
And
I don't want to hear you anymore.
And I have, ma'am.
Well, I'm glad you have, because he sure doesn't look like the sharpest tap in the box. I mean, I don't know what all you women are fighting over.
But anyway, when I called back, I told Donna everything. I said, you know, all this has happened. She told me, I'll try to use nice language. She told me if I would meet her someplace, she would kick my... I told her I was not violent like her. I didn't settle matters like that, and I wasn't going to meet her. She said that Byron told her it was all a big joke. He wanted her to be mad at him, I suppose, from the fight before.
I got you. I got you. You didn't understand why. I understand why, because she was very nice to the store clerk. That really made him angry.
Yes.
I don't even want you to say anything. You're going to tell me that you never put your hand on her car.
No, I didn't.
Good. Now I heard you. Now I heard you. That's nice. Now let's get to you. You have anything to say for yourself?
Yes.
Like what?
Well, the $40 that I did wire transfer her and that I did tell my wife about, she said that she was wanting to come to Oklahoma to visit her son and new grandbaby. And that she had enough money to get down here, but did not have enough to get back. And if I was going to go with her anyway, why would I mail her money to come down here and back on? And when she came down here, and I'd been telling her for years not to harass my family. I'd talked to her and talked to them, but she went to my mom after she had quadruple bypass and tried to find out where me and Donna live. She has left dirty
Listen to
notes.
me. She did all of that before December 13th?
Yes, ma'am.
Then what'd you call her for on December 13th,
I guess
sir?
I still had feelings about the kids.
Do I have to be? Do I have to be?
No, I'm just trying to get down these lyrics because this makes a great country western song.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
You did something wrong by buying black market tickets. She did something wrong by buying black market tickets. You screw a little bit, she screws a little bit, and then you come into court and say, please help me because I was screwed more than her.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tina Brewer says her ex-boyfriend's wife, Donna West, pounded the hood of her car in a fit of rage. Tina says she was so upset she ran over a deer.
Mr. West, you have any children?
No, ma'am.
Don't. Mr. West, under ordinary circumstances, I would tell Miss Brewer that really she didn't have a claim against you for the most serious damage that was caused by the deer,
Yes, ma'am.
which she hit on the way going home, because your actions were too far removed from hitting this deer in the road. However, under the circumstances, I find that but for your actions in putting her in a position where she had to travel 800 miles round trip in a 24-hour period, 400 miles to you based upon your lies, and 400 miles back, you could have anticipated that when she arrived there and found out that this was all your way of getting even with your wife for flirting with the store clerk, that it would have been a very stressful time for her.
Yes, ma'am.
And therefore, when she turned around to go home, she was agitated and stressed and had an accident with the car. And I find that your actions were the proximate cause of that near disaster with her car. You were an unkind, uncaring, selfish, self-centered fool who acted like a teenager when his wife was cozying up to somebody probably taller than you are, and you didn't like it. So you decided to make her a little jealous. And the only one that you had to make her jealous with was somebody that you knew you could get there in a heartbeat. Not only are you all the aforementioned things, but you're also a cruel person who's going to pay $1,900 to have a car fixed, and your counterclaim is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. Step out.
He has strung me along for over 3 years,
I love my wife. She knows that.
telling me how much he loved me, even calling my kids and telling them that he loved me.
She's trying to break me and my
Yeah,
wife up so
exactly.
she can have another shot at me.
I'm done with him. I'm done with her. I'm done with them all.
And now the next case. 24-year-old receptionist Amanda Benson is suing her former best friend, 27-year-old secretary Amy Lamb for breaking an apartment lease and for an assault.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 426 on the calendar in the matter of Benson versus Lamb. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Benson, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were very good friends and decided to rent an apartment together. Both signed the lease for 1 year. Problems arose very early on. Within a few months, the defendant became impossible to live with. She finally moved out. You were, according to you, forced to sign an agreement releasing her from the lease, but you say now that you want what she owes you under the lease for half of the rent, and you are also suing her for an assault that you allege occurred after she moved out.
Yes.
The defendant says that you breached an agreement with her with regard to this apartment by having your boyfriend live there, and that forced her to move out, and that you in fact assaulted her, and she is countersuing for the return of her deposit, and she's also suing you for an assault. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. You were friends for 5 years before you decided to live together?
Yeah, best friends.
And in what month did you sign this lease?
October.
Just the two of you?
Yes.
What was the rent?
The rent was $560 a month for the 2-bedroom that we were renting.
And what was the deposit?
It was $250.
And each of you paid the $250?
We split that in half, so each of us paid $125.
Okay. Now, is this the boyfriend?
This is the boyfriend.
How often did the boyfriend stay over?
For the first 2 weeks of the lease, she did not stay there one night. She was at her ex-boyfriend's house.
That's not my question. My question is, how often did your boyfriend stay at the apartment?
6 nights out of the week.
And then?
And then she did not stay there the first 2 weeks of the 1 month that we were living together. And when she didn't come home, because I work full-time, I go to school full-time till 10 o'clock at night. So by the time he did come over, it was 10:30 at night, and if she wasn't there, I wanted him to stay for my safety. I felt safer having somebody stay there with me.
How many nights a week did he stay at the apartment?
6 nights a week.
And how long did you live in the apartment? You? How many months?
1 month.
1 month?
Yes.
And for the 1 month that you actually lived together, he was there all the time?
Yes, ma'am.
And he wasn't paying any rent?
No, ma'am.
That's not right. Why should he live there full time and not pay rent?
He didn't have anything there. He didn't shower there. He didn't bathe there. He didn't do anything.
I'm not talking about his physical hygiene, Miss Benson. I'm talking about the fact another person is living in the apartment and not paying any rent. It's not right that he lived there. And you can't tell me that he never took a shower there.
He took a shower there once. She had another boy take a shower at 3 o'clock in the morning there. She's had 2 different guys there.
You mean living there?
No. 2 different guys at different times.
I'm talking about living there. There's a difference between having a date come over once or twice and having somebody live there.
She had a guy stay there like 4 nights the week she actually stayed there for the first time.
Okay. You don't get it. Okay, so then you decided, after he's living there, you decided that you wanted out. So you asked her if you could leave.
Well, I specified before I even moved in with her that he could stay over 3 nights a week at the most. I stressed that over and over.
You did talk about it?
Yes.
Okay.
And when it was a continuance every single night, and I tried to talk to her like adults, and every morning his car was there, his shoes were there. I just felt like I had no privacy.
I got you, Miss Lamb.
Okay.
According to your answer, you asked her if she would sign the papers off, releasing you from the lease.
She refused to.
She said no. So you started to be a bad roommate.
Yeah.
What were you doing? Give me some idea of what you were doing.
Not cleaning up after myself.
You did a lot of things that you knew would irritate her.
Yes.
Okay. And she finally
agreed
to let you out of the lease.
Yes. We mutually signed it. She was in no duress when...
I'll make up my mind whether she was in duress.
Okay.
Okay. So you signed off on the lease?
I signed it due to the fact she was leaving the doors unlocked at the apartment when I came there at 10 o'clock at night by myself.
Well, where was he?
Well, I called him when I got out of school, and if she was not there, he would come over around 10:30 at night.
Is he living with you now?
No.
Who is?
Myself.
You mean he stopped staying over 6 nights a week?
Sometimes, yes. But it's
Miss Benson! For the month that you were living together with her, and he's irritating her that he was there 6 nights a week. He was there. Then she moves out, you're living by yourself, and according to you, he's not over 6 nights a week. You think that I believe that? That's stupid. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Ms. Benson, it doesn't make sense at all. The fact that he may not be giving any money towards the rent is my concern. But if you are still together, if he's still your boyfriend, what changed?
A lot has changed. I was pregnant, a lot of stuff happened, and I'm not as close to him as I was anymore.
Did you drag him here today to court?
I drag him here because he's my only witness.
Did you drag him here to court?
I didn't drag him, no.
When was the last time he stayed over at your apartment?
Before we left on the plane.
Get Leo. All right. Let's talk about this assault. Claims she assaulted you. When?
November 29th, 2002.
And what day did she move out of the apartment?
She moved out on the 21st. We signed the lease agreement on the 19th.
Okay. So what happened on November 29th?
I was designated driver for my boyfriend and my brother. We were at the Underground bar, and I walked into the restroom, and she was in there with one of her friends. I bumped into her. She starts calling me a name, and we got into a little...
When you say you bumped into her, you mean you met her, or you actually bumped into her?
I bumped into her. The way you walk around the corner in the bar, it's like a blind spot. She was standing right there in front of the mirror, and I just walked. I brushed up against her, and it turned into a pushing match, basically. And then I pushed her into the hallway so like a bouncer or somebody could break it up, because I was in there by myself.
So you pushed her?
Into the hallway so we could get out of there.
So you pushed her?
Yes.
And what happened next?
She splashed her bottle of Smirnoff Ice in my face. The bouncer came between us, facing me. She winged a bottle at my head. We got kicked out of there. And then another incident happened at the other bar.
Just a second. What did you say? Winged a bottle at my head?
She threw a bottle at my head.
Okay. Were you injured?
No, it missed me.
Oh, so it missed you. So how did she assault you? Where did she assault you?
Well, she tried to kick me, and then the assault came at the next place.
That initial confrontation at the bar, you're not suing for?
Not that
You're suing
one.
for the next one?
Yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I don't want to have to make you look foolish. I will. And he knows there is nobody better at making somebody who's lying look foolish.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amanda Benson says ex-roommate Amy Lamb owes for breaking their apartment lease. Amy says Amanda was allowing her boyfriend to stay for free.
All right, so tell me what happened at the next one.
I was leaving the next bar, me, my brother, and my boyfriend, and we were walking out of there, and she was at the front door. When I tried to walk past her, she grabbed my shirt. She scratched my chest. The pictures didn't show up. Otherwise, I had pictures of a big old scratch on me. And she spit on me, spit in my face, and all I know is somebody she was with tried to throw a punch at me.
Okay, and that's what you're suing for?
Well, yeah, it caused a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff happened.
Okay. Anybody arrested?
No.
Police called?
No.
Did you seek... Shh.
I'm sorry.
Did you seek medical treatment anywhere?
Not for that.
Well, that's all I'm interested in. Okay, now, Ms. Lamb, you say that she assaulted you.
Yes, ma'am.
So why don't you tell me your version of the events of the 29th?
She came into the restroom at the first establishment, purposely ran into me, and she turned around and almost fell over. I believe she was intoxicated.
I was drunk, or I was pregnant.
Don't speak, Miss Benson. You have to be quiet. You had your turn. Go ahead.
I tried to leave the restroom, and she pushed me from behind. My friend here witnessed everything, and the bouncer came out when we exited the restroom. There were drinks tossed, and she got kicked out and is not able to return to that establishment. And we walked over to the next place.
Well, why did you leave if she got kicked out? Well, you all got kicked out.
No, I didn't get kicked out. We just stayed, and then we went to another club. I was showing the doorman my ID, and she punches me in the face. I have a police report that has...
Can I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Benson, do you remember punching her?
No, I did not punch her. If I did, I tried to defend myself because somebody was throwing punches at me, or I was being scratched or grabbed. It was in the middle of a bunch of people.
I was walking in the club. I wasn't even in there yet.
I was walking out of the club.
You have any witnesses? Step up. Tell me your name.
Chelsea Sales.
Miss Sales, were you at both clubs that evening with the defendant?
Yes, I was.
When you got to the second club, I want you to tell me what, if anything, you observed.
I was the first one that walked in, and I saw the plaintiff as I walked in, so I turned around to look at Amy to make sure she was okay, and next thing I know, she's throwing punches. The plaintiff was throwing punches. She hit Amy, and she hit our friend Stephanie, and Amy was bleeding.
She did?
Yes.
Did you see her connect with a punch?
Yes, I did. And then the bouncers came, and I was pushed up against the wall.
Okay. Was your boyfriend with you that night, Miss Benson?
Yes, he was.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Anthony Sandell.
Mr. Sandell, what kind of work do you do?
I work for a rental company.
Where do you live?
I live with my parents.
Sure you do. What's a big strapping guy like you still living at home?
I don't have anybody to move out with.
Sure you do. Sure you do. Plaintiff says you were living with her 6 nights a week for a month.
Actually, I was not living there since nothing of mine was there.
Is that what you consider not living there because you had no clothes there?
I stayed there probably about 6 nights out of the week when Amy was not there.
Is what you're telling me now, Mr. Sandell, under oath, that once she moved out, you stopped staying over there?
No, I didn't stop staying there completely.
You stopped staying over there 6 nights a week? Is that what you're telling me, sir?
I stayed there quite a bit, and...
Mr. Sandell?
Yes.
I don't want to have to make you look foolish. I will. I will.
Okay.
And he knows there is nobody better at making somebody who's lying look foolish. I can do it. I can humiliate you. You don't want me to do that, do you?
Not really.
Good.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today,
You took his head and you pushed it down, causing his tooth to break.
Yes.
Is the scenario that your son gave to you the same one that he just gave to me, or was it slightly different?
Slightly different.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amanda Benson says ex-roommate Amy Lamb owes for breaking their apartment lease. Amy says Amanda was allowing her boyfriend to stay for free.
You were at the club on the 29th with your girlfriend, is that right?
That is correct.
Was she pregnant at the time?
Actually, yes, she was.
Was she drinking at the time?
No, she was not.
Are you telling me that she had nothing to drink?
I think
She just told me that the drinks were flying.
That was
Mr.
from her.
Sandell. No, she said the drinks were flying. Are you telling me she had nothing to drink? Is that what you're telling me?
That is what I'm telling you.
Did you get thrown out of the first club too, or just the plaintiff?
I got kicked out of there too, yes.
Mm-hmm. So it must have been pretty bad for you to get kicked out.
Not really.
Not really.
No.
Mm-hmm. Well, we both know the owner of the club, both me and her. We know the owner.
You both know the owner?
Yes.
I know the owner.
Shh. What difference does it make? Both know the owner.
That's why she got to stay.
Well, you both know the owner, according to
Some
the
of
plaintiff.
us know the owner better than the other.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Listen, police report says that she had a bloody mouth and that she had a knot on her head. I have a witness who says that you threw the first punch. And I also have an independent report saying that there were injuries. You had no injuries, none whatsoever. Your lawsuit's dismissed. Your lawsuit with regard to any rent that she owes you is dismissed because you signed off on the lease that she could leave because you breached an agreement that you had with her that while each of you had a boyfriend, they weren't going to be living there. I find that you and Mr. Sandell were living together despite the fact that he didn't keep a change of underwear at your house and he was smelly because he didn't shower there regularly. He still lived there.
He's only there after 10:30 at night.
Speak not. Now it's my turn. I listened to you, I listened to her, now I'm ruling. And if you think that I believe that after she left, you didn't have him stay there regularly, when the reason you told me you had him stay there regularly because you were afraid to live alone because she wasn't staying home, I mean, you have to get your story and your ducks in the water because then it makes a cogent tale. So I believe he stays there. I believe he stays there all the time. So you get nothing. Zero. As far as the assault is concerned, I don't find that she assaulted you in any way. You had no injuries. According to you, there was a shoving match, but you started the shoving, pushing her out of the hallway. In any event, that was in the first club. In the second club, it is clear to me that you hit her, she was injured. For that, she gets $500. I'm awarding her that on her counterclaim. I am also awarding you your deposit return of $125 because I find that because she breached the agreement by having him living there, you were forced to move. That's $625. Judgment for the defendant on the counterclaim. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it's ridiculous. I'm just glad that I got a chance to tell the truth. She's been jealous of me forever. I tried to talk to her as an adult. I'm not letting her come back to try to be my friend again. She's tried numerous times and it's not going to happen. Everything came out as I expected because I had nothing to hide.
And now the next case. Lawmaker Leslie Rogers is suing her former nanny, 21-year-old Nicole Stowers, for the cost of a plane ticket. Nicole says she doesn't owe.
Order. All rise. Come to order. Everybody get up. Thank you. Quiet, please. Your Honor, this is case number 397 on the calendar in the matter of Rogers versus Stowers. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Mrs. Rogers, you hired the defendant as a nanny, and she worked for you for a very short period of time before quitting. It is your claim that she owes you some money because you made travel arrangements for your family along with the defendant, and it was, you claim, her agreement that if she did not go on these trips with you, or this trip with you, she would pay you for her ticket. Ms. Stowers says that she quit after a couple of weeks because her job responsibilities increased. She wasn't happy about that. And that she did agree to reimburse you for any of your out-of-pocket expenses, which she did by sending you a check for change of name or whatever that had to be done to change the tickets. So why don't you tell me when she came to work for you?
She came to work for me in October, early October. And
she was hired as a result of an ad that you put in the paper?
Yes.
Yeah. And what were her job responsibilities?
At the time when I hired her, I explained that the job was a very busy job, that it wasn't for anybody that just wanted to babysit or sit and watch TV, that it was for a person that had a lot of energy, and it was a lot of laundry. I have 3 very busy kids running around, making messes all the time, and also that we had trips planned.
All right, 3 kids and laundry is what I hear so far.
And house cleaning. House cleaning nanny was the ad that I put in the paper.
You have a copy of the paper?
I'm afraid I don't, Your Honor.
What did the ad say?
It was for a mother's helper, and with light housekeeping, 3 kids.
Yes.
Your Honor, I never said anything about light house cleaning. I made it very clear that it was heavy house cleaning from the very beginning.
What was the ad?
The ad was for mother's helper, house cleaning, child care, homework, kind of a variety of positions.
No, not in the ad, madam. Ms. Rogers, don't make it up as you're going. I've read lots of ads for mother's helpers, nannies, housekeepers. They don't go into homework. That doesn't happen. Yeah, and you don't have a copy of the ad?
No, I'm afraid I don't, but it did say schoolwork in the ad.
How large a house do you have?
Not a large house, Your Honor. It's
Why don't you tell me how large a house you have?
2-bedroom rambler with hardwood floors.
And you have 3 children. How old are they?
2, 5, and 11.
Do you work outside of the home?
No, I don't.
So it's really helping you?
Yes, it is. But most of the, I must add that most of the responsibility of the house cleaning is left to my mother's helper. And I make that very clear when I interview them, that I like to spend more time at my daughter's school and with her doing homework. And what I needed my helper to do is help keep the house clean and run the kids around to their activities.
And how much were you paying her for this job?
At that time,
how much were you being paid?
$1,500 a month.
And how many days a week were you working?
5 days a week.
How many hours a day?
It was usually 8 hours a day, sometimes more.
Okay. Now tell me about the lawsuit.
Okay. When I hired her, I made it quite clear that we had...
Just tell me what you said. Sorry, tell me what you made clear.
I said that we're taking these trips, and I need to make sure that you're happy with your job before we buy the tickets, because once we buy the tickets, we're locked in. And so I waited 3 weeks before I asked her how she was liking the job and if everything was cool for her. And she said it was, and that she was happy and that she was going to go on the trips with us. So at that time, my husband made the travel arrangements on the computer while we were all standing in the kitchen. My husband printed this out and gave her a copy of each of the trips, so she had a copy of her own, explaining when we would be gone and when we'd be coming back and where we would be going.
Go ahead.
And so everything was fine for a while. Nicole seemed like she was very quiet. And so I kept asking her, is everything okay, Nicole? Are you sure you're happy with your job and everything? She says, yeah, I'm fine. 2 to 3 weeks went by, and it was payday. And my husband paid Nicole, and she left, and everything was fine. And then the next morning, she called in sick. The next day was her day off. The following day, when she should have been there at 1 o'clock, she called me at 1 o'clock. She said that she'd found that the job was just too much work for her and that she wanted to spend more time with her boyfriend, John. At that time, I said, that's terrible because you're just leaving me hanging here. What am I going to do with the kids tonight? She knew I had an important engagement that I had to go to that evening. And I ended up having to call my parents. They're 72 years old, and have them come up to the house so they could watch the 3 children for me. And at that time, I said, Nicole, what about the plane tickets? We can't change the names on those. What are we going to do? And she said, I have the money in the bank, and I'm really sorry about leaving you hanging like this, but I'm going to reimburse you for the money. And she said that she wanted me to bring her a copy of the tickets. 2 days later, she gave me this letter and a copy of the check that she decided. She kind of added up what she felt she owed, which was not accurate.
Just a second.
Okay.
Okay, and she sent you a check for $172, which you didn't cash. Is that right? Okay. All right, now, what do you claim she owes you for?
I claim that she owes me for the 3rd trip that we could not change the name.
3rd trip is to where?
It's to, Darren, was it to Miami?
Fort Lauderdale.
To Fort Lauderdale.
When is that trip scheduled for?
That is April.
April 3rd or 4th.
April 3rd. I was under the impression I could not change the name on the first ticket, and this is a document saying that the electronic, these cannot be changed, and that was why I was under the impression that she would owe me for that full amount on the first ticket that she paid me. $50, was that correct, Darren?
Yes.
But you could change the name.
We found that we could change the name.
Right, okay.
So that's not what we're suing her for.
All right, Nicole?
Yes.
Let me hear your end of the story.
Well, when I first started working for him, it was a nanny job. I was there to take care of the kids and clean up after the kids. It changed, like, after about 2 weeks, it changed from watching the kids and taking care of the kids to being their maid, basically. I was mopping their floors, cleaning their bathrooms, ironing, cleaning up after the dog, everything. The second day I worked there, she asked me if I wanted to go on the trip with them to the Caribbean in January. And I said yes, because it's 3 months away. I was doing okay in the job, like it felt comfortable, but it was only the second day. So I agreed to go with them on that trip, and I agreed to pay for the trip if I backed out, if I quit, which I paid for when I quit. As far as the one in April,
How much was that, the change of name on that trip in January?
Well, they gave me, I have the letter here that they wrote me, and he originally wanted me to pay $359 for the ticket, but I called Alaska Air to see how much the ticket was, and I found out that he bought it with his mileage, and he only paid $5 for it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I can understand why she quit. Easy. It was a lot of work, and you were not paying her a lot of money.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Leslie Rogers says former nanny Nicole Stowers agreed to accompany her family on a vacation. Leslie says right before the trip, Nicole quit.
How did he pay $5 for it?
Because he used his miles off his card, so he paid $5 for the ticket.
Is that right, sir?
I bought 6 tickets.
Is that correct?
2 of the tickets I paid $364. 4 of the tickets I bought with miles. I'm not suing her for that ticket at all.
I understand that you're not suing her for that ticket. You did write her a note, however, that says, Nicole, you can still use these tickets for a round trip to Miami, round trip to Fort Lauderdale, and the Miami trip cost $359, and the Fort Lauderdale trip cost $365, which indicated that you expected her to pay for these.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I understand why, listen, I understand that you are annoyed, Miss Rogers, that she left you in a lurch without giving you adequate notice. I understand that. I also understand that for $375, you're asking her to not only act as the nanny, but you're asking her to do house cleaning, not light house cleaning, house cleaning. It was a lot of work, and you were not paying her a lot of money. So I can understand why she quit. Easy. And You did not have any prearrangement with her, even according to your own testimony, Ms. Rogers. No prearrangement with her that she was going to pay for this Fort Lauderdale trip. According to your own testimony, what you said was when you called her afterwards, she said she feels really badly and she's going to reimburse you for what you were out of pocket on the ticket. That's what you just testified to. That's what you just testified to. You said you were standing around. You said, shall I book these tickets? She said, yes, you can book these tickets. And we were all standing around in the kitchen and we booked the tickets. Then you said after she quit, and you called her and you said, you're leaving me in a lurch. She said, yes, I understand. And what about the tickets? And she said, we'll reimburse you for whatever out of pocket was. There was not a prearrangement when you bought these tickets, especially in April, that you bought in when? October or November? You don't have indentured servants these days, Miss Rogers. Something could happen in 6 months or 8 months' time. So if your husband bought tickets on Miles, maybe you should have saved his miles and bought the one for Fort Lauderdale. I think she's a very nice young lady for sending you $172. If I were you, I would cash the check. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Sales Rep Brian Beester is suing neighbor, 19-year-old desk clerk Courtney Barber, for medical bills as the result of kicking him in the head. Courtney says she was defending her boyfriend.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 428 on the calendar in the matter of Beester versus Barber. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Mr. Beester, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you by kicking you repeatedly around the head and body. The defendant says she was merely trying, she acknowledges that she did kick you, but she says she was trying to protect her boyfriend from you. So you tell me about this incident. When did it happen?
Happened on August 22nd on a Thursday night.
Where were you?
I was in my apartment with my wife and our 18-month-old little girl.
Okay.
What happened was we were trying to sleep and we heard a lot of noise. We didn't know where, it was outside somewhere. So I had my wife, I said, just go up, get up out of bed and see what's going on.
That's your first problem. Why did you send your wife out to find out what the problem was?
Because my daughter, she likes to be with me, when we go to bed, and she only wants her dad, and she was holding on to me.
Your 18-month-old daughter was sleeping in the bed with the two of you? Before we get to the rest of this case, let me give you some advice. That's a big mistake. Big time. You go to sleep, baby goes to sleep, baby's crib, baby's bed, baby's whatever. 18-month-old baby doesn't sleep with you. It's very cute, it's very sweet. When they're 9 and 10, it's not so cute anymore. Do you understand?
You got that right.
Right?
You got that right.
Right. And then they, in the middle of the night, you find you got an 8-year-old, you got a 7-year-old, you got a 5-year-old, they're all trying to clamor in your bed. So what used to be cute when you had one isn't so cute anymore when you got 3 of them, and you end up sleeping on the floor or your wife would end up sleeping on the floor under your scenario. Just a word of friendly advice. Okay, so next time this ever happens, you're not going to send your wife to the window so that you don't disturb your 18-month-old daughter. You're going to get up and go to the window, right?
That's correct.
I love it. Okay, so you send your wife out and she looks at the window. Step up, please. Okay, next time you give them a good boot in the back with your foot and you say, you get up and go see what's making all the noise. Anyway, you got up and you looked outside. What did you see?
Well, I saw a bunch of 19, 20-year-olds, I'm not sure how old they were, playing around outside on the swing set. It was a playground. They were sliding.
How far away is the swing set from the playground from where you live?
About 10 feet away.
What floor are you on?
We're on the 2nd floor.
So there are a group of people fooling around outside?
Yes.
Talking loudly?
Mm-hmm, screaming.
Screaming? What were they screaming?
I have no idea what they're screaming about.
Okay. And then what happened?
We all went to the window. This is in one of our other bedrooms, and they were just making a lot of noise, screaming. They're in a tree. I don't know what they're doing in a tree.
They were in a tree?
They were in a tree, all of them. And I proceeded to say, be quiet or I'm calling the police, because it was very loud.
Or did you say be quiet, say shut up or I'm calling the police?
I did say be quiet, I'm calling the police, but that's what I did say. I did not swear, I did not say anything.
Okay.
Then I heard the gentleman over here yell back, go ahead and call the police, F you.
You mean this gentleman that looks like butter would melt in his mouth? Over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one? Okay, go ahead.
And then I told my wife, go ahead and call the police. and I did proceed to go outside.
Well, that was your second mistake, right?
Yeah, I agree. I should not have done that. And
Right. That was your second mistake. What happened when you went outside?
the gentleman there, jumped out of the tree and he ran up to me. And he pretty much said, what are you doing out here? Oh, just because you're bigger? Go ahead and hit me. I will sue you. And then she got involved, the defendant, and she started swearing and cussing at me.
Do you have a police report?
I sure do.
I'd like to see the police report, please. Okay, swearing, cussing. What happened next?
And then the defendant here proceeded to put her hand on my chest, swore at me and said, you know, F you, get back in your apartment. And I swiped her hand. She put it right here. I swiped her hand away and I said, don't you ever touch me again. He got upset. And
Because you had swiped her hand away, whatever.
Yes. But she had her hand. She put her hand on me. And
I understand that.
Okay. She then proceeded to scream. She got right in my face, about this far apart, and she was yelling and screaming at me again.
How many
swearing.
people were out there at that time? You?
Well, what happened is four
two
people.
of them.
The two of them. The other two took off. Nobody else was out there. When I first came out there, the other two took off. So, and then what happened is then she put her hand in front of my face, and I did swipe her hand away, and that's when he came to me. And he pushed me. And then from there, Your Honor, I defended myself.
So what'd you do?
We started to like grapple, and then he pretty much said, "Oh, you're a big guy and you can't put me down." So I knew the police.
You got him down. You got him down on the ground.
Yes. Then I put him on the ground. He ripped my shirt. Then I ripped his shirt. And when I had him on the ground, I did not have him in a chokehold. I didn't throw any punches. No punches were thrown. She proceeded to go ahead and start kicking me in the head.
Okay. Tell me what injuries you suffered when she kicked you in the head.
At the immediate time, I did not know what injuries I suffered, but I know after the second kick that I had blood coming out of my nose, and it was splattering even after the last couple of times. And I do have pictures here.
Can I see it, please?
Yes. And this is the viewpoint from our apartment. I wiped off some of the blood too, Your Honor, so it's not all there.
You have any other reports from the police, statements? Do you?
I don't.
I'd like to see them, please.
Well, I do got our own statements from everybody that had statements involved. My wife
I have
and them.
that.
I'd like to see
I
all the
also have
statements.
the police report that the police wrote out.
I'd like to see it. Okay. All right, Miss Barber, you tell me your version of the events. You're outside and hanging around in a tree.
Right. We did go outside.
I have this.
Oh.
I have this. I don't need this. I'm talking about other statements.
Oh, okay. That is all I have. We were outside and we were laughing and having a good time.
It's too late.
Right. And
it's too late.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Were you smoking regular cigarette or you smoking some funny cigarette?
No, we were smoking regular cigarettes.
But it was after you smoked the cigarette that you ended up in the tree, is that right?
Yes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brian Beester says he was injured when neighbor Courtney Barber kicked him in the head. Courtney says she was defending her boyfriend.
Go ahead.
We went up in the tree and we heard Mr. Beester yell out of his house, "Shut the f*** up." He didn't politely say anything about us being quiet. And we all looked at each other and we realized, okay, we're too loud, we need to go inside. And at that point, Mike had yelled back to him whatever he had said about call the cops. If he said F whatever, I don't remember that. And then as we were coming out of the tree, which was immediately after that, he had came out and was standing underneath the tree at that point. So running up to him.
He has to get dressed, put on his shoes because he was in bed. I don't know what the weather's like, whether he sleeps in the buff or he sleeps in pajamas. Either walk downstairs, take the elevator downstairs and come out.
There were 4 of us in the tree.
You shouldn't have been in a tree.
Absolutely.
Right?
I understand that, yes.
And what were you doing kicking him in the head?
Well, what had happened was that he was at the base of the tree when all of us had been down. Mike did not run at him or anything. And at that point, he told us, I'm in the military, you guys are being too loud, and there's no reason for you to be outside, and there was cursing back and forth. There was yelling back and
Well,
forth.
just a second. But that's what he said to you. I'm in the military.
Yes.
There's no reason for you. So why didn't somebody say to him, "I'm sorry. We shouldn't have been making so much noise. We're leaving"?
I did absolutely say, "I am sorry. We're going inside."
You said that?
Absolutely, yes. Yes, I did.
Then you tell me how the pushing and shoving match started between the two of them.
Because he had called Mike a loser. He was in the military. He was better than us, basically. Was absolutely yelling at us. And we were shocked. We didn't want any fight to happen. We were not about to
I don't
yell with this man
understand how he
and
started,
argue with
how he
him.
was getting kicked in the head. You want to get to that point?
Yes.
So far, I'm just hearing words.
Okay. When he said that I had put my hand on his chest and that he smacked it down, that was true. I had put my hand on it, in his face, not on his chest.
For what?
Because he was towering over me and he was
Why
screaming
didn't you just
over
leave?
me.
Why don't you just leave?
We were walking away.
How
and
could you just
he
walk
called
away?
he called me and that's when Mike got angry at the fact that he called me a.
So, what happened?
So Mike said there's no reason to call anybody a.
Is that what he
Don't
said?
call
Just
my
like
girlfriend
that?
a.
Just like that?
Yes.
Just like that?
Yes.
Nice and calm?
Don't call my girlfriend a, he said.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
And then they started wrestling after cursing. They grabbed onto each other and they were throwing each other around. And nothing was even being yelled at that point by Mike saying hit me or any of that. Nothing
So they're
was said
tussling
like that.
around. I still don't understand how
Right.
he got all these injuries.
He got Mike on the ground and was on top of him, and he says in his police report that he had him in a wrestling move.
Okay, so he got him on the
in
ground.
some kind of headlock. I could only see the bottom half of Mike, and the rest of him was underneath Brian.
Yeah.
And at that point, I got scared. He was on top of him, and I didn't know if Mike couldn't breathe or what was going
Why
on.
don't you ask him, Mike, can you breathe?
I was screaming at him, get off of him, get off of him, leave him alone,
Why don't you
stop.
ask him, Mike, can you breathe? Instead of get off him, well, how about Mike, can you breathe? I still don't understand how he got all these injuries.
I was barefoot when I kicked him.
What were you doing barefoot?
Because it was summer. It was nice out. I just walked out of my apartment to have a cigarette.
So you climbed up the tree barefooted?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I did.
How did he get all these marks on him?
I kicked him once in the face, and he screamed out. And the second time I kicked him, he let Mike go.
Mm-hmm. Where had you been prior? Stand up, you. Where had you been prior to going out and tree hopping that evening?
Inside my apartment.
What about the three other people who were with you? Were they in your apartment earlier that evening?
Yes.
What were they doing in your apartment earlier that evening?
Hanging out with us.
Do you two live together?
Yes, all three of us do.
This young lady too?
Yes.
Okay, what do you do for a living?
I'm a desk clerk at a hotel.
And you?
Rough carpenter.
And you?
Customer service rep.
Did everybody just want to go out for a cigarette or just you?
Everybody did.
Did you have the cigarette when you went outside?
Yes.
When did you get up into the tree?
After we were finished, we ended up going and playing around, running around.
Were you smoking regular cigarette or you smoking some funny cigarette?
No, we were smoking regular cigarettes.
Really? But it was after you smoked the cigarette that you ended up in the tree, is that right?
Yes.
You have medical bills?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
I'd like to see them, please.
I also got a letter from my dentist stating, what had happened.
Any other bills that you have?
No, that's the only one I have, Your Honor.
Mr. Beaster, I'm going to make the following observation to you, sir. You're a grown man with a wife and a child, and you should have known better than to go outside once your wife called the police.
Yes.
You were hot because they disturbed your family, and the reaction when you said, whatever you said to them, irritated you. Otherwise, you would not have gone outside. That was a mistake. You should have acted in a more mature fashion. That doesn't in any way suggest that you are without fault. I'm not sure whether I believe. I was a smoker for a long time, and if I went outside to have a cigarette, I didn't end up in a tree.
Right.
Which suggests to me that you must have been feeling pretty good after that cigarette, because you're three people with responsible jobs. Three people with responsible jobs usually don't have the reaction of hopping up into a tree after they have a smoke. I didn't see any indication here in the police report that the police officer smelled alcohol on your breath, so I might assume it was something else. In any event, you had absolutely no basis to cause the injuries to him that you did. Your actions precipitated the evening's events. If it wasn't for you, the whole thing wouldn't have started. All of you. So you're going to pay for his dental work. His dental work so far was $972. Those are the only bills I have. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may step out.
He was there waiting for us to fight as soon as he got out of the tree, and that was
self-defense.
No, that's a lie. That is a straight out lie. He's the one that came out of the tree, ran up to me and said, go ahead, hit me. I'll sue you. You're bigger than me. I don't care.
And now the next medical biller, Melanie Howenstein, is suing her stepdaughter, 24-year-old retail clerk Christina Howenstein, for assaulting her with a pitcher of beer.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 425 on the calendar in the matter of Howenstein versus Howenstein. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Ms. Howenstein, the defendant is your stepdaughter.
Correct.
Is your husband here today?
Yes, he is.
How long have you been married?
April 2002.
According to your claim, your stepdaughter assaulted you in a bar.
Right.
She said that she was merely defending herself and you hit her first. Is that right?
No, she hit me first, and then I spilled beer on her first, and then she hit me.
Hit you first?
Yeah.
You were retaliating?
Yeah.
How long did you know her father before you married?
About 3 years.
Did you get along with the daughter?
She's the one that introduced us.
Really?
Yes.
Well, at what point did the friendship with her become a negative?
Probably right after we got married. She realized that money was going to stop, that Dad was going to stop bailing her out, and that was my fault. So shortly after we were married.
When was this alleged assault?
October 26th.
Tell me about it.
I had gone to a bar in another town with my friend Glee. We got there about 9 o'clock. Approximately 9:30, the defendant and a girlfriend walked in. All night long, they proceeded to flip me off and very immature and childish. About 11:30, I told my friend she had a cell phone. I said, go call my husband, tell him I'm ready to go home. She comes back from the restroom. She said, he'll be here in about a half an hour. About 20 minutes later, the DJ announces that they're starting the big contest. We had no idea what it was even involving. By this time, people are standing. I can't see anything. My friend Glee stands up. They start the contest. She comes down and she said, oh my gosh. And I said, what? She said, your stepdaughter was just on the dance floor, totally naked. And I said, excuse me? By this time, I feel a tap on my shoulder and my husband standing there. He asked me what was going on. I said, I don't know, I didn't see, but Glee just told me that Christina was naked on the dance floor. Well, the contest proceeds.
What kind of contest was it?
It was a
temporary tattoo contest.
Go ahead.
So she comes back, she won the contest for a t-shirt. Looks over her shoulder, sees her dad standing there. She looks at her friend, she starts to giggle, and she says, oh, my dad's here. So she comes running over to talk to him, and he put his hands up like this. And she's, Dad, Dad, and he put his hands up like this, and he said, you know, Christina, you made me really proud tonight. And she snapped. She lost it. She was screaming at him, F you, I hate you, you're worthless. And then she went through everybody that was with us, and F you, and F you, and F you. And I stood up, I put my coat on, I said, you've drawn enough attention to yourself. I'm taking my husband, we're leaving. I went to take a drink of my beer. She smashed my hand, the beer went all over me, the floor, everyone. I went to throw my beer back at her. The glass fell off the front of my hand. She claims it hit her in the chin. Turned around to walk out, she picked up half a pitcher of beer and slammed it, hit me in the right here in the head, and we left.
Do you have any medical records?
I do.
Let's see them, please.
You have pictures, ma'am?
I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I work at Best Buy. I'm a laborer, and I work part-time as a bartender.
How old are you?
24.
Who do you live with?
Myself.
What time did you get to the bar on the evening of the 26th of October?
It was probably after 10.
Did you come there directly that evening from home?
I stopped up at the bar that I worked at and met Jack up there, and then we went out there.
Was there a contest that night at the bar?
Yes, there was.
Was it a contest where you had any part of your clothes off? The answer is either yes or no. It's very easy to find out. All I have to do is call the bar. The answer is yes or no.
Yes, I had my clothes off.
Would it be a fair statement that in order to get what appears to be, a reasonably intelligent young woman on bar dance floor, have her take her clothes off, she would have had to be a little bit drunk?
Yes, I was.
That would be a fair statement?
Yes, I was.
Had you ever done that before?
No.
Would it be a fair statement that when you saw your father there, that you were a little embarrassed?
No, I didn't even know he was there.
After, I said, when you saw your father there.
No, I wasn't embarrassed.
Not at all?
No.
Then you would have had to have been really drunk.
No, because it has nothing to do with him. It's me, not him. So I'm not embarrassed by it. I did what I did. I can't take it back.
But you wouldn't have done it if you weren't drunk?
Probably not.
Your stepmother was injured as a result of you hitting her on the back of the head with a pitcher. And it's clear to me that you started it.
Somewhat, yes.
Because even according to you, you spilled beer on her by tapping her glass.
I didn't tap her glass. I picked someone's beer up off the bar and threw it on her. I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
There was
even worse.
But
even worse.
It was just the beer. I didn't throw the glass at her.
Even worse. Okay, what it is. You started it. And according to these photographs and the medical records, you finished it. And if you can't control your liquor, don't drink. Period. Because if you think that most normal people would say that a 24-year-old intelligent young lady who is self-supporting, works 2 jobs, lives by herself, whether that it's reasonable and normal behavior for her to get up in front of a whole bunch of strangers and take her clothes off is normal behavior. I'm telling you it is not. Not normal behavior, is it?
Not in my book.
Not in mine either.
Coming up on Judge Judy.
She accused my dad of sleeping with my best friend, and I said something to her about it. She drugged me outside with her and my dad and told me that my dad called me a worthless, good-for-nothing person. That's why they won't have another kid.
And later today,
you started sending her letters that you wanted your money. She says, "You're not my lawyer."
She recognized me as her lawyer. And
did you recognize him as your lawyer?
I never spoke with him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Melanie Howenstein says stepdaughter Christina Howenstein assaulted her in the middle of a nightclub. Melanie says Christina was so drunk she got naked on stage.
What kind of problem do you have with her?
I've really never had a problem with her. We got along fine. Then we've been having a shaky relationship for 3 years since they've known each other.
Why?
I don't have any idea. I have no clue whatsoever. We got along for 10 months. I was happy that they got married. I don't care that they're married. That's their life. I have nothing to do with it. I don't want them divorced. My father said they were going to get divorced because of this whole situation, and I told him not to because I don't live there. It has nothing to do with me.
Good. Perfect.
No problems, but I don't know. This whole thing has been building up and building up. Like her birthday, she accused my dad of sleeping with my best friend, and I said something to her about it because she does it all the time. And I guess that irritated her because she drugged me outside with her and my dad and told me that my dad called me a worthless, good-for-nothing person. That's why they want to have another kid. So
that's why they what?
They want to have a kid together. So that's why they want to have another kid, is to make up for me being a bad seed. So.
Well, that's a ridiculous statement. Listen, try to get along with each other. Life is very short. If you're not best friends with your stepmother, be cordial with your stepmother. Where is your biological mother?
Not in the picture.
Not for a long time. So you have no contact with her?
I see her probably 3 times a year, if that.
Okay, you had more of a relationship with your father?
Yes.
Well, don't throw that away. In any event, you're responsible for these medical bills that she had to pay because you started this argument physically. You ended it physically. She was injured. The medical records are clear. You owe $941. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was just a temporary tattoo contest. Just no big deal. Just me out having fun doing what I like to do.
There was problems long before I was involved, and she needs someone to blame it on, and I guess I'm the easy target.
My father and I do not talk anymore.
Even if I'm not involved, I think he needs to have a relationship with his daughter.
I want nothing to do with her. I'm not going to talk to him because it'll get back to her about me saying stuff, and it's all going to get twisted around like it has been in the past, so I'm not even going to bother.
And now the next farm owner Connie Koch is suing 17-year-old Matt Regensburg, 16-year-old Brad Buban, and 16-year-old Luke Fagan for damaging her car when they drove it without permission.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Your Honor, this is case number 356 on the calendar in the matter of Koch versus Ringenberg, Buban, Fagan. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Which one of you gentlemen is Brad? All right. So what I want you to do is stand right over there. That's it. Now, Miss Koch, according to what I read, you had a friend, Kathy. Is Kathy here? You are his mother.
Correct.
Brad's mother. Kathy was visiting you at your house, and she at some point wanted to go home and check on her kids. So you said she could borrow your car to do that, as long as she brought it right back. Correct?
Correct.
Kathy goes home, and she decides to let her son drive the car back to your house. So far, that's what you did. You let your son drive the car back to her house.
To pick up my car.
I don't care what it was.
Not to check on my kids. To get my car so I could have it back at her house.
Whatever. You let your son drive the car back to her house. Is that right?
To follow me, to have my car.
Whatever. He could have followed your car. He could have been driving your car.
He did.
So who was driving her car?
He did. I was in my car. He drove her car, followed me back to her
Did you
house.
understand what I said? Try to pay attention. I said you could have let him be the driver of your car and you drove her car back. But you didn't do that. You let him drive her car. Is that right?
Correct.
Now, at some point, he decides to stop off and pick up a couple of friends. Is that right, Brad?
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
And there goes the trouble. Because by the time your car was returned to you, much later on, it was totally undrivable. Had blown a transmission, and some other stuff happened to the car. There's where we are. And I want you gentlemen now to be very, very brief, because I've read all of your answers. Not to worry, Ms. Koch, we're going to get to you. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe it's necessary, and maybe it won't be necessary. Okay. Because, you know, my credo is keep it simple, stupid. That's what my father always said to me, so I'm going to try to keep this as simple for myself as possible. In 30 seconds or less, you tell me how her car ended up in the junk pile.
I went and picked him up, and we went back to her house.
Went back to whose house?
Connie's house.
All right, so you went back to her house, but you had stopped off to pick up these two gentlemen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where was your mother?
She was at home.
Your mother was home. That's interesting. I thought she said she was in her car. All right, but we'll let that pass for a moment. So you stop off to pick up the two guys. And what happens after you pick up the two guys?
We went to Connie's house, and I took the keys inside.
Look at me.
I took the keys inside, and I put it on the table right in front of her.
And then what were you going to do?
And I went back outside, and we were stuck there.
What do you mean we were stuck there? What did that mean, you were stuck there?
We didn't have a ride nowhere.
Well, didn't you realize that once you drove the car back to Connie's house, you weren't going to have a ride anywhere unless, of course, your mother, who says she was following you.
I thought my mother was there, but she went home.
But she went home. She was just driving around. Maybe she had to mail a letter or something. Yeah. Go ahead. So now you're standing outside and you have no ride home. What's next?
Look
at me.
Matt went inside.
Matt, raise your hand. Matt went inside.
And he said he was going to ask for the keys.
Who did you ask for the keys?
Connie, but she was sleeping, so I just...
Oh, now, so you asked her, but she was sleeping.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to explain to me how you... Please don't laugh at him. Bird's going to laugh at him. So you were going to ask Connie for the keys, and you asked her for the keys, but she was sleeping.
Yes.
So what did you do? Did you do telepathy?
I just grabbed them and went outside.
So you had no permission to have the car. Is that right? Now, when you got outside, what did you say to your two friends?
Let's go to Polk City and...
Excuse me?
I asked Brad to go drop me and Luke off in Polk City and go back out there, but...
But what?
We ended up staying at my house for a while. And
Who?
Us three.
How long?
An hour, maybe.
And then what happened?
Me and Luke drove around for a little bit, got some gas, and the car stalled.
Okay, where'd you leave him?
My house with a few other friends.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, let's understand this. You had no permission to have the car, is that right? Is that right?
Yes.
And you had no permission to be in the car, is that right? After you had dropped it off?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what about you?
No.
No what?
No, I didn't have permission to be in the car.
Who was driving?
Matt.
Did you ever drive the car?
No, Your Honor.
Now, did Matt tell you that he didn't have permission to have the car?
He told me we did have permission.
He did?
Yes.
What did he say to you?
Well, me and Brad were sitting outside of Connie's house, and he went inside and got the keys and comes out and says that, you know, let's go. And he didn't say that he had permission, but, you know, he said, let's go. And
Oh, so he didn't say he had permission. Is that right?
yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay. You knew. Now, tell me about your car. What happened to it? They just say it stopped.
It was 70 miles away when the transmission blew from my home.
70 miles?
And then came back home and I went to file a police report. And they...
Just tell me what the damage was to the car. That's my question.
Well, my damages are $3,490. There's a towing charge, there's attorney fees, and unused insurance, but...
I just want to see what the damage was to the car.
The matter is all I need.
How old are you?
16.
You're 16. Oh, how old are you?
17.
7. And you?
16.
16. Oh, this makes my life so much easier.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You listen to me.
Her keys were put on that table.
No, listen
Somebody
to me.
came in that house.
Oh, yeah.
Those keys came back
Madam,
on
you
that
are
counter.
a liar.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Connie Koch says teenagers Brad Buban, Matt Regensburg, and Luke Fagan drove her car without permission. Connie says the boys damaged the transmission, then abandoned it 70 miles away.
You know, I like to keep things simple. I want you to move over there. I'd like you to step up here. Your name is Kathy what?
Boobin.
Step up here. Let her stand next to her prize. Son says that you didn't follow him to her house so that you could give him a ride back. And I believe him because that's what they say. Why didn't you do that?
I just picked up my car so I could leave Connie's when I felt when I was wanting to go home.
Well, just 1 second, madam. She didn't give your son permission to drive her car.
She gave both of us.
No, she did not. No, she did not.
Back.
Excuse me?
Someone's got to drive my car, which is me.
No, not you, which is him. Don't you get it? That's what I said to you before. If somebody's going to drive a car that doesn't belong to them, it's going to be you, not him. So he drives your car, and you drive her car.
That's probably how it should have been done.
Right. Because but for that, this whole thing wouldn't have happened. Right? Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, everybody knows 16-year-old boys and cars don't mix. They're fools. And when they have friends, they're bigger fools. Now, you should have anticipated that. You didn't. Therefore, I am not holding these two boys' parents responsible. I'm holding you responsible for the whole thing. Because I'm holding him responsible for the whole thing. You want to go after them? Sue him. If you came before me, you'd be totally unsuccessful. But for your actions, you're the adult. He never would have had his hands on the keys to her car. You got it? Now, if the boys had gone into her house and you had nothing to do with that, and each one of the boys told me the same story, he got the keys, he drove the car with them, he was also a passenger who knew what was going on, and you had nothing to do with it, all three of you would be equally responsible. But in this case, you were the one who controlled the keys to that car. If you had done the right thing and said, follow me back, I'm taking Connie's car, you drive my car, when we get to Connie's house, going inside, I'll be right out. You put Connie's keys someplace where Connie can get her keys if she's sleeping, you come outside, you say, now drive me home.
That's what happened.
No, it's not what happened. You were not driving Connie's car.
He put him on the table.
You listen to me. You were not driving Connie's car back to her house. He was. He should have been driving your car, not Connie's car. You want to give a 16-year-old permission to drive a car and to pick up friends? Let it be your car, not your friend's car. She was doing you a service. Judgment for the plaintiff against this defendant only in the amount of $3,000. And if you think you can prove a case against the parents of these two boys, you go ahead and try. You will be unsuccessful here because you had the ability, you're the adult, you had the ability to ensure that her car got home safely, and you chose not to do that. These parents didn't. They had no idea what was going on. Only you did.
Her keys were left on her
Only you
counter.
did. You had the ability to see to it that her car was returned to her house
It was
safely.
returned in her driveway.
No, it wasn't.
And her keys were put on that table.
No, listen
Somebody
to me.
came in that house.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
took those
you
keys
can tell
off
me,
that table.
Shh, put
Your
that
Honor.
down. You can tell me anything that you like, and I'm telling you, you had the responsibility to see
And
to
I
it
did
that
it.
yours.
And it came back. Those keys came back
Madam,
on
you
that
are
counter.
a liar. Your
I'm not
son
lying.
says
There's
you
nothing to lie
are a
about.
liar. I believe you're a liar. Your son just told me you're a liar. He just told me that you never followed him back to her house to drive him home because they were there stranded. And you said, I followed him back there, which is a lot of baloney. So you're a liar, you're responsible. Judgment for the plaintiff against this defendant only, $3,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm not a liar.
All I know is my police report says that Kathy admitted to knowing that they were taking the vehicle.
It put a strain on Connie because she was without a car.
I'm still without a vehicle.
I carted her around. I tried to help, be very helpful.
I've gotten nowhere. They were said, please don't press charges. But, we'll get it fixed. We'll get it fixed.
I was a good neighbor. She's been a good neighbor. It's what neighbors are supposed to do.
And now the next